Hey, Shalom, what's going on, man? Priest Captain Dohar here, standing with Officer Thabawan. We coming from Hollywood, California. Just off the BBC interview, letting everybody know that the I.S.U.P.K is going to take over, man. But check it out, this is what I want you to do, right? Command GEN.YAHANNA just dropped a new YouTube channel. The most controversial man in America, man. Subscribe to his channel, America on Fire, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Shalom.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohanna's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheraton in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time sending curses to
I.S.U.P.K presents the 54th annual Feast of Unleavened Bread. Last year we did it big. This year is going to be way big. More brotherhood, more sisterhood, more UPK. On Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, we're going to be at 421 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel Ballroom. We're calling all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come join us.
Oh yeah, it's going down. Join us for this year's All Black Party, hosted by Commanding General Yohanna and the I.S.U.P.K. This year, it's going down in Durham, North Carolina at the Durham Armory. Last year, brothers and sisters came out from all over the world. It was a packed house to celebrate the 2022 Hebrew Academy graduates. These brothers faced life and death, and as a result, they were honored on this night for their sacrifice and their victory at the gauntlet. But wait, this year, it's going down. There will be a Hebrew concert featuring Captain Akkad, 144 the Rebel, King Ty, Captain Ty Ward, One Westworld, Lost Tribes, Captain Katazah, I.W.Allah, also known as Dopey, and Officer Natazah, UPK Natazah, and much more. It's going to be an open bar. Make sure that you get your tickets. It's going down this year, 2023, the 54th annual Passover and the annual All Black Party, hosted by Commanding General Yohanna and the I.S.U.P.K.
still blessed and still we rise. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. how you stepping, cause brotherhood, I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers, because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon.
See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. Hey, hey. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left.
I can tell you what it feels like when them problems kicking in. I call it real life. Now I'm feeling trapped. Who can I trust? Second guessing everything. Who can I love? I remember sleeping on the floor, ready for whatever. I was sleeping by the door. I was down bad, didn't want no one to know. I was on my own, didn't have nowhere to go. Everything I seen was a test. I was born to be a soldier, nothing less. This is the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. This the life that I chose. This the life that I chose.
See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier.
This is the life that I chose.
See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier.
This is the life that I chose.
See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left.
All black is the uniform. Soldier dead and gone, I'm forever pouring liquor for him. Try me on my brothers, and I'll be moving bodies for him. Came up out the struggle and maintained through the storm. Niggas dying for dead presidents, fucking up their residence. White man dirty tricks, they call this shit politics. Vagabonds, and they some natural born lunatics. That what they is. They shut you down when you speaking truth. It black boots when you in the truth. It black boots when you in the truth. This is the life that I chose, nigga.
See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. See, I was born to be a soldier. Left, right, left.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohanna's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheraton in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, the shit got me feeling plain. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Hey, hey. Hey, hey.
I.S.U.P.K. presents the 54th annual Feast of Unleavened Bread. Last year we did it big. This year is going to be way big. More brotherhood, more sisterhood, more UPK. On Sunday, April 2nd, 2023, we're going to be at 421 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Sheraton Raleigh Hotel Ballroom. We're calling all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come join us.
Oh yeah, it's going down. Join us for this year's All Black Party, hosted by Commanding General Yohanna and the I.S.U.P.K. This year, it's going down in Durham, North Carolina at the Durham Armory. Last year, brothers and sisters came out from all over the world. It was a packed house to celebrate the 2022 Hebrew Academy graduates. These brothers faced life and death, and as a result, they were honored on this night for their sacrifice and their victory at the gauntlet. But wait, this year, it's going down. There will be a Hebrew concert featuring Captain Akkad, 144 the Rebel, King Ty, Captain Ty Ward, One Westworld, Lost Tribe, Captain Katazai, I.S.U.P.K, also known as Dope E, and Officer Natazai, UPK Natazai, and much more. It's going to be an open bar. Make sure that you get your tickets. It's going down this year, 2023, the 54th annual Passover and the annual All Black Party, hosted by Commanding General Yohanna and the I.S.U.P.K.
Still blessed and still we rise.
Y'all know how we do live every Saturday night, live on America on Fire. America on Fire. That's supposed to be easy for everybody to remember. You don't have to remember too much. Just remember America on Fire. All you Martin Luther King lovers, he said this is a burning house. So this is America on Fire.
That's right.
Managing on a brand new spanking platform on YouTube. America on Fire. Go search up the channel, like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, pay a friend, threaten a friend, do whatever you have to do. Get them to push that button.
That's right.
I mean, like, subscribe, drop a comment, share it all over, beat up the algorithm, because the algorithm trying to make sure we ain't get no kind of voice in this damn kingdom.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Come.
So what we looking like? What we looking like on this bleak, cold ass, cold as a dog nose weekend?
Look like we got some real bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for? You got some real bad boys.
You listen, them, man. I remember a couple of years ago, you had said something. I don't know if it was in a class or if it was just in school, that when this place fall, the first people that the community, the general public is gonna turn on is them cops.
Yeah.
If this place fall where there's anarchy, there's no structure, nothing. People are gonna target them, and it's because of, again, you press something down enough. After a while, you're gonna meet that point where you're gonna push back.
Yeah, it's like any animal. Like, you treat a dog cruel, that dog waiting for its time to bite you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Biding that time.
Yeah,
just biding that time. You know what I mean. So, but it's insane. You know what I mean. Big up Godal Howard in California. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all saw that BBC coming on there to interview him. Let's see if I get a picture.
Yeah.
He said the brother said the interviewer from BBC said
it's what you said, it's a good thing we found the Israelites, or or thank God we found the Israelites, something like that.
The real ones.
Couple concepts. Like I said, yeah, they said we're glad we found the real Israelites. It's a lot.
Yes. Give him a hand, boy. Give him a hand, boy. That's right.
That's heavy.
You know what I mean? Let's see. Hold up. I think this is it. Yeah, this is the one here. Let me see if I get that. You'll be able to.
Come on, open up the airways.
Yeah, man. That's it right there. He said, I'm glad we found the real Israelites. That's what needs to happen, man. That's what needs to happen.
And if I could, for a quick second, give a quick shout out for that garment he wearing.
I was just about to talk about it. I was just about to say that garment needed to happen. If the interview didn't happen, the garment needed to come forth. You know what I mean? The garment needed to come forth. I think they say the officer out there, scribe brother Commandant, he got busy on that thing right there, boy.
And if I could, this is what the world need to see. Like even the devil had to say it. The real Israelites. Like this is what a real Israelite should look like. Beard. This is what we look like when we first came out on the streets, man.
Right.
You know, we ain't had no purple shirts and all matching clothes and all shaved and clean cut and not 9 to 5 guys. You know, nothing wrong with 9 to 5. That's great because we do what we gotta do, but we wasn't no police dudes. We wasn't kicking kids out the camp because they didn't have a job.
Yeah, exactly. We wasn't pushing it like, you a sinner if you didn't have a 9 to 5.
God, like real Israelites, man. We was hardcore brothers that the Lord raised up from among our people. Boots, beards, braids, real fringes, not tassels, not t-shirt curtains. Real fringes with the studs, strong militant looking, how it's supposed to look. Like that's what this world need to see. Like this imitators is just really doing this. They ain't doing nothing really, but just taking up space. Nobody gonna remember these fake, fake Israelite groups any damn way, man.
Right.
They gonna remember when they see real One West. That's what they gonna remember.
You're right now. You're right. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? This is really the real highways and byways there. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Long time broadcasted, home and abroad. That shit is so right.
Yeah.
You're right. So that.
And BB. Okay.
And I was just gonna say quickly, like as you were saying Kapash. You know what I mean? Like what brothers and sisters I don't understand is, we came from their walk of life. So we understand and we ain't trying to, get up on this knowledge and then switch it up. Christ didn't do it. Christ came from, from the ghetto. He didn't switch it up. He didn't just, come up and, have this knowledge and then look down on poor people.
Right.
Nah, he said what? The poor people, the meek shall inherit the earth. You understand? Like he really taught, looked out for poor people because poor people need to be looked out for in this place.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like rich ones, they're just fine. They're up in I.S.U.P.K kingdom, they're loving it. But the poor ones, we're gonna end up like, like most of us might end up like Tyree Nichols.
Yeah.
If wasn't for Commander GEN.YAHANNA teaching his truth.
And holding it down.
Yeah.
Holding down the truth because boy, it's like Satan presents an excuse to do the opposite of what the Lord wants. And it be absolutely logical and fathomable and legit. And it makes sense to the most logical person. You know what I mean? And the fact that Commander GEN.YAHANNA hold this thing down that we could get, that's the worthy thing right there. You know what I mean?
That's right.
To go from only one into 2 to 3 and to now, BBC.
That's right.
It's a British news station going to the West Coast, not the East Coast, the West Coast, which is lucky. That's a long ass flight. You know what I mean? Yes, that's orders from a long way away, to come and salute the ISUPK and say, what's he say? Because exactly, I don't want to say thank God. I don't know if that's what he said.
Sir, he said, we're glad we got to talk to or meet the real Israelites.
We're glad.
I literally just read it. So like it.
We're glad we found the real Israelites. Like good night, but that needs to be the name of a book. We're glad we found the real Israelites. You know what I mean? That need to have an ISBN number. You remember them days of searching up ISBN numbers?
Come on.
Yeah,
that's what that need to be, boy, and so many more. You know what I mean? And this once again, as this place start to fall, the truth is the only thing that's gonna remain. You know what I mean? UPK gonna be a 911, gonna be a counselor, it's gonna be your attorneys, gonna be a medicine, gonna be your doctors, gonna be a physical therapist. They're gonna be everything. The UPK gonna be that. And this is the nice thing about it. You could disagree with us now. You're going to come back later and say, Matt, I didn't know. I was tripping, man, and nobody ain't gonna even remember it. Everybody gonna be like, man, don't even worry about that. You're ready to get to work, you're ready to do this, you're ready to get involved. Like there's no other way to turn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Right now it's just a matter of who's ready to stand in the time.
Yeah.
Some people they can't stand in this time where it's tough. You know what I mean? So some men couldn't stand with Command GEN.YAHANNA in that time. And then other men did.
That's
so
right.
It's a matter of time. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of time. So
like you said.
Please, Rob.
And if I may, Cap, what you said is so heavy because like I try to make it a point to never forget being on the other side because it's the coming into the truth. Like we have a real comfortable life compared to the hell in the world.
Yeah.
And so like it's a piece that you don't get in the world. So it's sometimes it can happen where you forget what the other side was like. And I try to remind myself to keep me on the, keep me focused. But I remember being on the other side, saying our Wadi playing me the videos and I was just trying to get high. And that's just make it to, if I can make it to the end of the day and if I can get high,
right.
In my mind, God bless me. Like the guy was smiling on me. And I remember watching the video and I was like, man, these cats is bugged out, like this, I was a cat that disagreed. And like you said, and then time proved that the UPK is the home of the truth. So
man, that's heavy right there because to be in the world right now, I'm gonna tell you straight up, there ain't enough drugs in the world for you right now.
Right.
That's why the get high culture is so strong and push. At one time it was a push on us. Now it's not even a push, it's just gimme. Because what people going through and facing in the world right now, you can't get high enough to forget it.
Right.
You can't sleep enough to forget it. And that's why you see in so many, like, brother, fentanyl is on the news killing people. And people still going after it. The case in Virginia is overdosing in the high school on fentanyl. And all kind of other pills are. Like, and I don't know if people really get it. Like the drug culture done turned to, damn near like how cigarettes once was where everybody just had to go take a cigarette. Like it's damn near that drug culture it get like that. And whatever you could get your hands on to get you high, you mix a cocktail and you try to forget whatever going on. But there ain't enough drugs for it. That's the problem. That's the problem. There ain't enough. It don't matter what you smoke. It ain't enough. It don't matter what you inject. There's not enough. There's just not enough to make you forget because this is Babylon. This is hell. This is, the great whore that sits on many waters. This is confusion. This is the home of every foul bird, every foul creature. This place here, this ain't made for us, man. This ain't made for us. You to really get over your problems and to really solve the situation or not being paid no more, as Kazak was saying, is to come out of her, my people. That's the only way. Because we in the same world everybody in. We had the same issues with the rent, the bills, this, that, but it's ain't nobody in here trying to, float up to the sun. Ain't nobody in here in Hotel California. You know what I mean? Trying to go to Hotel California and never leave. Because it's this place is hell.
God.
this place here is just hell. He's this oppressor is the devil. Christ gonna come and burn this kingdom down. Like you could see, okay, now this should start to make sense. But when you don't have that knowledge, you start to ask why so much and get no answers, brother. You're gonna shoot everything in your vein. You're gonna pull everything. You're gonna try to get so high because there's no answers. And it's like, why? Why is this happening? Why? It's crazy.
And and if I could,
please,
what you saying is so heavy, because really it's like our only stress is really trying to wake up our people. Like if that wasn't it, then we just took this knowledge and been sitting back like fat cats with wives and everything, kicking it with brothers. The real the stressor is trying to get to our brothers, all the different ways to reach to them and keep getting to them. And another thing on that high thing, like for some reason, it's probably already always been here. We just ain't been alive that long, but it's a heavy focus on everybody's mental. Like everybody's mental and their mind and what they're going through in their head and, trauma. And, a lot of that's on the internet now about your mental. It seems like it's more so now than it was, maybe because of the COVID and people had to sit with their thoughts more. But, when this focus on this mental, everybody's seeing how our mentals is messed up, and they turn into the drugs more and more. Like you said, they got these questions, you can't trust, everybody was taught different things, go to college, get a degree, do this and that, then that don't work out. Go get a good job. And they used to say be there for 40 years, 50 years. That now, the whole gig economy now. So They don't even care that you're working for them. You ain't going to last 40, 50 years at half these places.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a mental strain. It's a mental strain. People see, the easy life on the internet a lot, and they want to get that. That's all right. Y'all need to come to the truth.
Yeah.
That's the only thing left.
Yeah.
If I could, the scripture says, Deuteronomy 28:65, and among these nations shalt thou find no ease. So brothers ain't gonna have no ease. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
You just described the black man right there.
That's right there. In one verse.
Yeah.
That's life from the cradle to the grave.
Yeah.
That's life, Ark. That
is describe it.
That is absolute life for us in this place, brother. And we so sleep we don't know it, but we feeling it though. We feeling it. So
and if I could, man, it's so crazy, it's so heavy and real. There's this show on Netflix called Wednesday, where she's from the Addams family. I didn't know the Addams family was Israelites. They Israelites. You know the Addams family, right?
Right.
The new show on Netflix, the father name is Gomez.
They make them Israelites then.
The father is a Puerto Rican actor that's famous. He's like a chubby dude everybody know. And the daughter, she a Native Indian. Because in the show, they went to her ancestors, and her ancestors were Native Indians. And they got killed by some pilgrims and everything like that. So she was revenging them in the show, 1,000 years later, and she sent to a boarding school. And Wednesday is all about like being dark, like, oh, somebody died, that's great. Somebody getting tortured, sounds like fun, and all this and that. And I'm and so that's her whole MO through the show.
Right.
And I'm like, to be honest, if you a real Israelite, you're gonna see more. You're gonna see it's really scary. This Addams Family show ain't even real as scary as being a real Israelite.
Right.
With seeing death and people suffering and dying, and just bad things happening and stuff like that. So
if I could compare I've noticed that too. That's a little side why we get into them stories. I've noticed the propaganda done got super heavy with Israel. Like, I didn't know if the original family with the thing, the hand, and the cousin if those were supposed to be Israelite. But the fact that they make these ones Israelites is like saying these niggas is weird, and this girl is her feelings to want revenge is bad because she's so dark, like an emo, and depressed. It's like that's what they're pushing out there. And while they're pushing that out there, if you notice, there's a whole new Africa drive. And it's damn near worse than it was in the 80s with the whole Egypt thing and Mother Africa and coming to America. There's a whole new Africa drive right now where everything started in the continent. It's brand new. And on top of that, the Jewish man is now pushing his thing. So it's like as the truth coming out now, they're finding these little counter ways, counter cultures. They're really telling you how to think about certain things with these shows. As it's funny you mentioned that one on Netflix. I'm watching one now on Amazon called Hunter. Brother, the propaganda is insane. Hunters is about, it's set in the setting is in like the 1950s, and it's playing in between the 1920s, the 1950s, 60s, somewhere around there. And it's about Nazis who survived the war that America brought over to America and kept away from the Russians. And then the Jewish people who survived the so-called Holocaust living in America, getting revenge on these Nazis. And I'm talking about these Jewish people is robbing banks, killing people, murdering people. And the whole narrative is feel sorry for them. And what they're doing is justified. And they have every race helping them except Black and Hispanic men. They have a sister helping them. Her husband is in the Black Panther Party, and they all about freeing Huey Newton. They're all about free Huey Newton or whatever. Wow. And there's a scene in there where she arguing with the husband, and he's like, I hope you're bleeding for a good cause, because if you're bleeding, you should give your blood to your own people. She's like, I'm giving my blood to the worthiest cause ever. Brother.
Wow.
So, I mean, the propaganda is absolutely insane. And listen, they have this young Jewish boy who's the star. And anytime he talking, he carrying himself like he Black. He going to some wedding in a Jewish synagogue, and he's like, "What up, New York?" And saying stuff like that, and dropping like shade and stuff like that in his speech. So you're seeing they're adopting our swagger, but don't feel sorry for these niggas who fighting against oppression in the concentration camp called America. But criminals. And Al Pacino is the star of the show. He's like the head of the Jewish, mafia conglomerate that just killing everybody out. Seriously, just torturing and killing these Nazis. But of course, they're telling you what these so-called Nazi generals and captains was doing. So they take you back to, the concentration camp and show you all the evil stuff they're doing. So in your mind, it's like, it's wrong, but it's justified. It's justified. Meanwhile, they tell us join. Meanwhile, they tell us march. Meanwhile, they tell us this. And I ain't telling nobody go out and do what they're doing. But how come, this gets to stay on?
Right.
This gets to, there's a whole, propaganda to come up against the truth, brother. And that's how you know is reaching. The work of the GEN.YAHANNA and the I.S.U.P.K is reaching places, brother. Absolutely reaching places.
Yeah. The biggest movie out right now is the one of the Jewish guy dating a Black girl, and they go to meet each other's family.
Right.
The Jewish guy, Jonah Hill, and the Black family is uber Black, and the Jewish family is uber Jewish, and they clash. And that's one of the biggest movies out right now, just around the same time as this the Kanye West stuff.
That's what
thanks be to the Lord that woman who was Nipsey Hussle's wife.
Right.
She's not one of us.
That's right.
But they try to push us, her being one of us on that block with Luffy and Nia Long, I believe is her name. But as you say, they're trying to push that interracial marriage, trash on us. You know what I mean? Like they're further trying to erase our culture, or I should say, erase Black men marrying Black women.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
trying to erase that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
When that should come back. 100-fold in this place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're doing the whole propaganda way. And okay, I think for us being in the truth, and kind of we for the most part unplugged with certain things, certain trends, and mode of operations in the world. But if you talk to people who really in the world have no clue about Israel, nothing, they're just living in the world, there's a whole generation that think everything is just acceptable.
Yeah,
like there's nothing wrong Like, you know, so what? You know, yeah, it's two men, it's two women, you know, whatever. It's like nothing. There's like they really truly think so. It's not like they hate the truth because they don't even know it. But there's a whole generation. I'm talking about, you know, Israelites, heathens, everybody that's coming up that is absolutely, they don't understand that there's a time where this was not normal. You know what I mean? And it's very I mean, for me, it's for sure eye opener. You know what I mean?
Concerts like, if I may, and the movie Captain Kaposh talking about you people. And first, I would just say, you know, this is my personal opinion. I think it's the worst Eddie Murphy movie he ever been a part of. And I found it interesting that a lot of the talking points that you hear us speaking at camp, it's almost like they used it to try to now, like you say, try to turn the narrative. Like even the whole thing with them sitting at the dinner table and now, you know, the mom was like, well, are you comparing the Holocaust to slavery?
Damn.
Like the whole, like that was the funniest part, you know, because I'm laughing. And then, you know, because it's like they on purpose are using the same things they have heard us go in on these small hats at camp. But then, like you say, then the programming come in towards the end is like, okay, but even in spite of all that, we can come together and we can mix. When reality is you want to bring us in so you can continue to devour us.
Right.
You know, so it's a real wicked movie and it's terrible.
And he bring up a good point there too. Another thing too that happened around that table is when it was around the table, when they started to bring up that whole Jewish thing, Nia Long said that the so-called small hats on them were involved with slavery too, which means they know, they know the truth, but they know, what went on.
Yeah.
But it's almost like they turn a blind eye to it, and this is just acting. This is just a movie.
Yep.
When they putting things in there that is reality, but it's almost like they're making joke about it. So, Black people, Hispanic people, Native Indian people saying, I'm watching this.
They wouldn't take it serious.
Yeah, they're not going to take that serious. They're not going to look that up. This is just a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's that like Wakanda. You're not going to look up Wakanda. It's a movie.
It's a movie.
You know what I mean? Unless they start to push it in school, like Wakanda is a place. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, brother, they're already pushing that in the school with that first one. I told you sometime, one of my daughters, I take another school. Them days I walking straight in the school, dropping her to the damn class. And the vice principal asking me if I'm coming to the Black History Month thing they're having all week, where it's Black History Month, but they want to do a week-long presentation of Black culture. And the height of it is Wakanda. And I said, don't you think that's offensive? And she's like, she looked at me funny, like, what do you mean? I was like, Wakanda is not a real place, but we was really slaves. We was really oppressed. We was really, brought here and beaten. And she said, well, the kids, we want them to have fun. I say, would you, go to a Jewish school and tell them, make up some fairy tale about the Holocaust? Brother, they took that thing off the damn program. But I still take my daughters home, though. But that thing off the program. I say, you need to talk to people because that's offensive. Like, you would never do that to Jewish kids. You would never make them feel the Holocaust was some old fairy tale goddamn movie, with things that do not exist. You would tell them the truth about what happened with them and what's going on and who their enemy is. And you could forget that, but you had these little Black kids in a school, in D.C., supposed to be Chocolate City, and you telling me the theme is Wakanda? Man, they out of the goddamn mind. The propaganda is absolutely real, and it's make sure we never wake up. Make sure we never ever wake up.
Yeah, and if you want to hit that first one with the America pain, since we was talking about the drugs.
Number two?
Yeah, number two.
Yeah, let's rock with it. Let's rock with that one. I definitely want to hit that one. The one with Elijah McClain. Me and Kazak was talking about that, I think, last week.
Yep, last week,
Just
sir.
Last week we was talking about Elijah McClain because he, it was similar kind of to how this brother, in terms of he was no threat to no cop. You know what I mean? And the one with that 9-year-old girl too. You know what I mean? The one with the 9-year-old girl, number 14 with the driver's license. Just a few of them I definitely would like to get. You know what I mean? So
Come on, sir. These Florida brothers ran one of the largest opioid pill mills in U.S. history. The FBI says it was linked to thousands of deaths. Throngs of people hang outside the American Pain Clinic in Boca Raton, Florida, waiting their turn. Inside, a doctor greets them one by one and prescribes them pain medication, a handgun peeking out from under his white coat. American Pain is a one-stop shop, supplying both prescriptions and painkillers. At the door, a hulking bouncer warns people not to snort their pills in the parking lot. That would attract the kind of attention that the clinic's owners, twin brothers Chris and Jeff George, are trying to avoid. But it's too late. Local and federal investigators are nearby, watching every move. These are scenes from a new CNN Films documentary, American Pain, which details the George brothers' rise and fall as opioid kingpins. The film, by Emmy Award-winning director Darren Foster, uses FBI wiretap recordings and undercover videos, along with the brothers' exclusive jailhouse interviews, to paint a picture of a ruthless pain pill empire that turned the Georges into millionaires and enabled.
If I could, these was like they were supplying, that opioid pill.
Yeah, them opioids, like them Oxycontin and something like you know what I mean, like
the Xanax, the muscle relaxers.
Yeah, and that's to show you, you know what I mean, like you're a drug dealer out there. You don't think they're doing that here? They have you on file,
right?
Yeah, you think you just, you know what I mean, you doing everything in secret. You're trying to, you know what I mean, hide and do your stuff. The FBI know everything you're doing. They have the wiretaps in, just waiting on a time. And if you don't know, you're working for them. You know what I mean? It's always like with Martin Luther King. Like the FBI, they knew what he was doing and they could have more than locked him up. But he was working for America. So guess what? Martin Luther King was allowed to behave in a way he wanted to behave.
Right.
And you understand? And you know what I mean, you selling drugs out there, you working for the oppressor. And when your time is up, he just coming to get you. And he will just replace you with somebody else.
Like these is children are. Like, okay. This is what he bought with his money at. Like these is kids. It's like how kids, they got a big 5-year-old. He just want the big truck with the big wheel and just stomp everything and all on the wall. On the walls, he the truck in the bathroom with him. Like these is absolute kids are like, okay, I know for sure selling drugs is wrong. But okay, our people do it from the point of view of surviving, of trying to get some money. What's your excuse? Like, why do you do it? To buy that?
Oh man.
Man, we better just give it up. We better give it up. And look at this place here, brother. These fools get a whole ass building. Walk-ins welcome. Pain management, testosterone, weight loss, HGH. I mean, yikes.
That full what do they call that? The prohibition. Yeah, prohibition era right there for.
Yep.
I mean, he find a loophole, and the loophole is it looked like he's some doctor or whatever. He puts a building up and claims that he's doing pain management.
Yep. And he prescribing the things right there for you. Whatever you want. And he in Florida, which is a trading port. So them pills coming from wherever. Like he ain't in no shortage of supply for nothing. You know what I mean? Like that is absolutely crazy, boy. Like these they the real drug dealers. How come ain't nobody deporting them?
Yeah.
That's a lock you. If I could.
Please, what's going on, Kahan? You have some truck there.
Yeah, that right there, that's the trap house. And
And when you look at it in Boca Raton, I've been through Boca Raton. That's a high class area. Them rich people live down in Boca Raton. That's a wealthy area right there. And the UPK, we told our people years ago. I remember in DC that we told them, brothers, you got to have a degree to be a drug dealer. Now you got to have a white coat. And we told them that your competitors is Walgreens, and CVS.
Yep.
You know, we said that, and they laughed because they not getting it like them cats was getting it in the 80s and all that. But it's just going to show you that this thing is systematic. Well, you wouldn't think this was a trap house, but this is the trap house right here. Walk-ins welcome, pain management. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's a new word for drug trafficking, pain management. Now that's the code word. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of these pharmacists and things like that, it's no different than you have high-end drug dealers, you got low-end drug dealers, and they all have a system. It's like I yield.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And they had the testosterone, the HGH. That's the performance enhancing drugs, right? That's them so-called PEDs, called PEDs or PEDs or something they call it.
Yeah.
Jose Canseco. That's that Jose Canseco pill. Yeah, I mean.
And oh, go ahead, Kat.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say it if I could. It's just it's something to it. I don't want to say it's amazing, but it's not. It's been going on so long that the oppressor has been in the drug game. You know, and now he's siphoned as much drug game into his market, his legitimate market, which is the pills. You know, he had his hand in all the other markets, getting you the heroin, getting you the meth, getting you the weed, getting all types of drugs. But now he's solidifying or unifying some of his bonds. He's putting together all his bonds into his one main trade, which is them pills. And he did it, because I remember when I was in college and stuff like that. You know, it was mainly the Esau was starting to do that. They were starting to pop pills. Oh, I need to stay up all night, do this homework. Yeah, I got these pills. We was looking like, I don't know about all that. But now it didn't caught on. Now it's regular.
You right about that. You right about that whole college life. When them heathens was known for taking a little snort of cocaine just to get the rush to stay up and study. They was known for that. When brothers would get long and pump push-ups and do jumping jacks in the hallway.
And drink a ton of coffee.
Drink a ton of coffee till you're shaking the next morning.
Yeah.
That's all right. Come back in, normal. That's their culture. And okay, if I could too, Kapaj, they ain't just pumping what they like. That's not what I meant to say. What they're pumping here, as you say, in the drugs, is their business. That's really not their business. Their business is the pain they're pumping. They oppress us and then give us the solution to the oppression, quote unquote, is where they get the money from.
Yeah.
Brother, the oppression had to exist. And I guarantee you somewhere, them George brothers, I guarantee you their father is maybe an FBI agent or uncle or something where they know, okay, there's money in there. They had to be somewhere in conversations where there's a ton of money in the drug game and in the pills game to even figure out this is where we want to go. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They had to be in somewhere in them conversations, some kind of senator somewhere, you know what I mean? To even, begin to see this as an opportunity, because, okay, how we never heard about them? I ain't never remember hearing nothing about them.
Right. And so like, I hate to cut you off too, but it's more like with them, it's somebody daughter, somebody's son had to die off of what they sell it.
Yeah.
You understand? For them to really show up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Because they've been doing this for a long time now. And myself, in my opinion, but I'm convinced that before the oppressor goes into that life of crime, he talks to a lawyer first. He talks to somebody to get some type of, some type of advice before him deal with it. Because I don't know if you all know, but there's there's like a what they call that again, boy? They have I think it's a series on Netflix or it's on YouTube, one of them, where they're showing you that the oppressor and or the heathens and them, they have a way where now you go into the grocery, they say that if you buy 10 items from the grocery, at least one of them is not real.
God.
At least one of them is not real. See, and they're taking the most expensive items in the grocery and they're replacing it with something else. So they give you an example, like with the olive oil. They'll take olive oil, give you a tiny percentage of olive oil, and then put the canola oil and some other oil in it. And on the bottle they're saying 100% olive oil. And you're not getting olive oil in that bottle. And that they're making money off that. The heathens and them. And they say that's go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, and our presser was like, yo, they're making over 80 million or something like that a year off of doing things like this. And if they do catch the person doing it or the people doing it, they're not doing time like somebody selling drugs. They're doing, maybe 3-5 years, if so much, in prison.
Yeah.
Or just getting a slap on the wrist, a fine. So they know, as I say, I convinced they talk to people before they even get into that type of
so they're already prepared.
Yeah.
Or wait for 3 to 5 years down there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them little chemistry strips. You know them strips you used to put in solutions, and if it turn one color, it's real. I'm gonna start to go in the store with that shit. I'm gonna just pop open the olive oil and check out now. There's some shit. Put that back on the counter.
Yeah, telling you.
All that type of stuff is pushing us back to we had to start a farm of our own, have our own strong communities with farms and fisheries and cattle and vegetables and shit like that. We definitely heading back in that direction of being totally self reliant. I mean? This devil here, it already don't have enough food on the shelves. You know what I mean? The eggs is on a shortage. You know what I mean? And now you're telling me the stuff that's supposed to be coming from, processed from whatever factory or whatever, the pure things, the oils and shit like that.
And honey.
That ain't even oil and the honey.
Yeah, them things, black people love. You know what I mean? You when a black person knows that they have oil and honey.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they for sure finding a way to, to trick you.
Yeah, the psychological thing.
Yeah, same thing with the opioids. Like they call it opioids. It's full of drugs they're selling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, that's what they want. They're getting high on drugs. You know what I mean? But now it's an opioid problem, and now they're trying to clean it up, or so-called, clean it up.
And Salaki, if I can, add on to what Captain Nathak was bringing out. It's crazy because when drugs first hit, they needed us to build the clientele. They needed black people, Hispanic and Native American Indians to build the clientele. And now that the clientele is acceptable and the music, the drug culture, things like that, now they take it over now. You know what I'm saying? Now they you because you were really the middleman the whole time between, the supplier and the person that use it. But it just goes to show you how they operate and what's really going on. And like the general said plenty of times ago, that we just pawns in this chess game. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to on the left hand side, we doing it, working for him with drugs, doing anything unlawful. You understand? And when you see all this type of thing, it just lets you know that the Bible is even more real.
Yeah,
we said it when they put out Afghanistan, when they did that thing with Afghanistan, we said it that a lot of people lost their plug when they put out of Afghanistan. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people lost because a lot of these plugs and these different people are from other nations,
right?
Chinese and all these, because they have the the know-how and the distribution avenues. You know what I'm saying, to get through customs and things like that. That's international. These drugs have all kind of green cards and passports when you attach them to that. The people don't, but the drugs do.
Yeah,
the drugs can make it from all kinds of heads of state down to the local level. And the UPK, we've been bringing this out, and now you see it manifesting right now. with this story, and more gonna come out. More of these things are gonna come out. Why? Because the Lord wants you to wake back up and come back into His fold. You know what I'm saying? The lost sheep of the house of Israel, to wake you up. You understand? Come back to your nationality and how you supposed to live. So, like, I yield.
Yeah. You for sure right with that. And not only they use us to popularize the stuff, they use us as because we are the face of it, we also the scapegoat. We also who the public will point fingers at to blame, because we the most visible. We're the most visible, and they're not. I ain't never heard about these fools right here. Never heard about them fool. Even the shirt he wearing, that's an old school brand. That Flying Fox. That's an old school brand, super old school. I don't know if you're seeing it. It's on his chest. On the one in the white. Fox, that's super old school, brother. Super. The same logo in front of the truck. The picture of the truck we just pulled up just now. So I ain't know how it is these fools here getting to do what they're doing.
They look like ex-military a little bit to me, or maybe even ex-law enforcement.
But they definitely have somebody in some high places protecting, which is how these heathens get to do what they do. They have a covering. They have a super covering coming through. They're not like us who don't have no cover, where we just coming through with the shit in hand. Like, they have a covering where if he had to come at this place at this time, and he gonna be on shift, and this one here, they have a covering to do everything they do.
It's crazy. It's like you cap, but it's heavy you bring that out about that covering, because like I said, in Boca Raton, that's upper echelon white people there. Well, if you ever get a chance to go through Boca Raton, you go by that water, you look at them boats that's out there. These are the type of guys that ride those high-end jet skis on these boats, the yachts. These are those type of guys here. You understand? And it's so crazy because, and white people, I remember getting on a plane going to Florida, and white people look at North Florida as America. And they classify South Florida because of the Jamaicans, the Haitians, which, it's the Zos, and, the Cubans, all the tribes down there. And they didn't mass, some sort of, carving out certain sections down there, especially close to Miami. They look at that as a banana republic. But they never look at these type of situations and say, well, hold up, you a part of this. Right. You think the white boys don't want to get a hand of some of that money? They want to get a hand of some of that money. You know what I'm saying? They want some of that, touch all that money that's coming through there. They want to have at least a part of it, if not control of it. Yeah. And Boca Raton, I'm talking about, it be all them type of, there you go right there, them boats right there. They got all them boats down there, man, on the waterfront, and a lot of that, believe it or not, is drug money. Now you can believe that. You're right. Damn right. You know what I'm saying?
All with a W, not with an L. AWL. All.
Yeah. and listen, and Cap, and if you have and just sitting on the probably on the banks of out there, you know what I'm saying, by the water. If you have some binoculars and you look out there, you can probably almost guarantee you're gonna see somebody snorting the line on them boats. You know what I'm saying? And they know it. Yeah. They know it. But they get a pass because what? This is their kingdom. Yeah. That we can't do what they do. You understand? Yeah. Like the Lord said, He gonna judge us. We His children. He gonna chastise us. You know what I'm saying? Well, that will go. There you go right there. Boca Bass. Look at that. I mean, all the drugs you can snort. They probably swim. They probably hop off one boat, go to who got the cocaine. You know what I'm saying? One side to the next. You know what I'm saying? But this is what goes on. And listen, the Lord is revealing these things more and more the closer we get to the end. You understand? Got a lot of brothers saying, they people snitching and all that going on with the drug game. But guess what? If the Lord opened the seals on the book, then guess what? Everything is going to be revealed. All these things coming out because we in the time of revelation. And more, the UPK is being validated on these streets. No, it's really no opposition at this point. It's really no opposition to what we're saying at this point. No valid opposition. They can try to say. So like I yield.
You're right. It's the sister Amanabat make a good point. Only 2 reasons they got caught. 1, they killed an oppressor's child, or 2, other oppressors won their business. I believe she right.
Yeah.
I believe she right.
100%.
That's the reasons. They ain't just get caught just because the FBI doing such a stellar job.
No.
You know what I mean? Nah, that ain't got nothing to do with it. That ain't got nothing to do with it. They made enough money to get, so we could seize it and use it, confiscate that thing. Or some oppressor child, was the unfortunate victim or something. But it's bad. It's absolutely bad, brother. Yeah. Where we going next? Tyree Nichols and Elijah McClain. You could touch them early before the time run out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So what's the latest with the Tyree Nichols? Which one of them stories? Because I know the cops fired, they charged them. But what are they saying now?
Okay, if I can, Captain. First of all, I just want to say, with being that it's Black History Month, I just want to say that we want to give being that it's Black History Month, we want to shed light on how much progress we made during Black History Month.
Right.
Now, the chief of police, for those people who don't know, CJ, let me pull up her name right quick. I think it's CJ Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see if I can pull up her name. The chief of police. It's a Black woman, right? Now, this Black woman, a lot of people don't know, and not only that, you of course you heard about the police officers who were Omegas, right? Omega Psi Phi. They were so now, come to find out, CJ Davis is a Delta. Right? She's a Delta. She's in the sorority. But not only that, she is the first African American woman to lead and serve as chief of the Memphis Police Department. Let's give a hand for that. She's the first. She's the first Black woman to lead the Memphis Police Department. Imagine that. That just goes to show you what Black History Month, like how much progression, so-called progression, that we made. She's the first Black woman. So hold on. So not only is it a victory for Black rights, it's a victory for women's rights. Because she's a double minority. But look at what she was in charge of. A terrorizing unit. And it happened not only in Atlanta, because she was in charge of Atlanta, she was in charge of a unit called the Red Dog Unit. So she went from the Red Dog to the Q Dog. Listen, we're gonna go in tonight, man.
So what the hell is the Red Dog Unit?
There was another unit just like that terrorized, like the Jump Out Boys. It was another unit like that
in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. So they put her, once again, all they did now was they just put your face on the pressure now. You know what I'm saying? They would have loved to call this Black on Black crime, but they had on the uniform.
Right.
Like this right here, man. This is a watershed moment. And this is why the Lord said to not join your oppressor, to not make a covenant with them. Why? Because this is what happens when we join them. We oppress each other even more. We oppress each other even more. Go ahead, Captain.
I just type in Atlanta Red, and the whole thing just came up.
Cap, it's going viral. You have people now giving their own testimony of what happened to them in Atlanta. They moved her out the Atlanta area, or she left for whatever reason. I think it was some kind of scandal, bro. Look at that. Red Dog Unit.
It says just to cut you over. It says running with the Red Dogs. Atlanta's unorthodox police unit makes inner city dopers turn tail, and civil libertarians turn pale. And look at this. This is all Black and Hispanic. This is not white people.
That's right. That's right, Captain.
Because your oppressor is just them regular ones with them tattoos that you see. They know how to do that.
Right. And check this out. It's so heavy, it's so spiritual, Captain. Because what those drug dealers we just saw, they're not coming to arrest them.
No.
The ones in Boca Raton. See, they not coming to the pain management unit. You understand? They respect, they upstanding citizens, but they will come to the ghetto. You understand? And listen, they come and look at this picture. They say a picture's worth 1,000 words. It's like they coming to administer justice or they coming to do brutality.
Yeah.
And you unleash this unit in a community. And see, it's so spiritual because a traitor wears the uniform of the people that he betrayed. But the uniform he's wearing to us is black. At the same time, he's wearing blue.
Yep.
Or she. You understand? Like they have mastered integration to our detriment.
That's right. You're so right, Kahan. Just to add a point to they ain't the police union ain't come out and make no statement. But continue, Kahan Salakia.
If I could, you so right, Captain. Now you just take off their uniform and put red on or blue. Like as far as the Crips and the Bloods, they say this is like a gang affiliated. These black men holding up these guns, these are criminals. But you put on their uniform and now they have a license to kill. You see how Satan plays on the five senses, you know what I'm saying, of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? And he uses these things. The optics are crazy. White people don't have a problem with this photo that black men and black women are holding up guns, pointing at the camera. But if this was a rap album and you was wearing regular clothes, there'd be a problem. It's saying it's we need parental advisory. But this is a police force.
Listen, if I could too, okay. Atlanta's unorthodox police unit makes inner city dopers. So what about the dopers in the suburbs? What about the dopers in the outer cities?
Come on.
And the dopers, I just looked at the meaning of doper because I was like, let me see what doper is. The first context of it and the most frequent context of it is a person who frequently or habitually uses illicit drugs. So really, you going to victimize a victim already. And you choosing the color because you're not going after the pill poppers and the Percocet ones, the opioid people. You're not going after them. Why there was never no police unorthodox police unit to stop all them young college kids from overdosing on whatever pills they was getting in Kensington? Why there was never no police? Right now in Virginia, they're talking about it every night on the news. Some little child, some little 12-year-old, 13-year-old ODing on pills. Where's the jump out squad for that? For the little white kids?
Or the school shooters.
Or the school shooters. God damn it, Tawana Kapash. They said inner city dopers. So hold on. So the ones in the suburbs safe then?
That's right.
That's crazy. That is, boy, listen.
It's a lot. Cap, what you saying is nuclear. It's what you saying is nuclear on another level, Captain Shop. Because the thing about it, when it comes to the suburbs, now it's a health crisis.
Right.
Notice how the narrative changes, brothers and sisters. That's paying attention. Right. The narrative changes because now it's a medical and it's a health crisis. We have a health crisis now when drugs are hit the suburbs. But when it's in the inner city, now you are the problem. Right. You're the problem for crime. Now we can add you a number in statistics now. You understand? Like this right here, brothers and sisters, we are against Satan. We are in his kingdom. This is his kingdom, and this is how he operates. And you have people of our own people have been which is the mark of the beast. Yeah, Christianity. That's what you see when you see that. And because white people see that, when they see that picture with them holding guns, they know that they're pointing those guns at someone that looks like them.
Yep.
They know that. When are you going to realize it? When are you going to agree that what Commanding General Yohanna is saying and what he has been teaching and prophesying for year after year after year? Stop defying the Lord's convention. You understand? It ain't no way you're going to come up against the UPK right now. It is the same thing like Captain Shock was saying about the suburbs. They got Mardi Gras going on down here in New Orleans. You better believe on Bourbon Street, they saying it's time for the percolator. And they on the balcony, white boys on the balcony. they foaming at the mouth right now.
Mm.
They get the pills in their mouth.
They call for the.
I'm telling you, Kevin.
All I can see in my head is that the big old son of mine, the director, grab his nuts. What's his name again? The actor.
Weinstein.
No, the brother.
Tyree something.
The one from White Chicks.
The big dude from Friday too.
Cruz. All I can see is Terry Crews doing this shit.
That's right. Calvin Shaw, Calvin Shaw, you a prophet indeed, because that's exactly what's going on. Good. They out there. It's 54 degrees. They out there with no shirt on, sweating like I'm telling you. And them white, and they having a ball down there right now. And guess what? And guess what the police are doing? The police are sitting out there. The police are sitting out there on Bourbon Street on horses and watching them get high, and nobody gets arrested. Right. Imagine that. But they'll go down to the Ninth Ward, or they'll go down to these projects, and you the target. But to them, they just having fun. They just enjoy. They just some cottage kids down here having fun, enjoying the culture of the city. You see what goes on? Like, come on, man. I yield.
Khan, what you saying is so heavy too, Captain Kahan and I.S.U.P.K and Captain Shot. Because I was just reading an article on the Scorpion team. They said that they disbanded. It's a 40-man team, and they would ride around town in the line in their Chargers, and they would just pull over randomly mainly black males. They'll pull them over, and it was normal for them to just shout a whole bunch of commands and say different. They said one story, they ran on some guys, pulled them out of the car and said, "Yeah, this car is connected with a murder." And he said, "This is my dad's, who's 58 years old. This is his car. I know it ain't connected with no murder." And he said they said it just to scare him. You know what I mean? They walking around them, and they just, so the whole unit was created to terrorize black men.
Yeah,
that's
what they said. Hey, Kahan, Salaki Kahan.
Yes, sir.
You don't remember this, but I remember this. There's a story. Remember, he was walking home when he was living at the school in seat there, and some men jump out in plain clothes and said they thought you were the guy they was looking for, or something like that.
Right. Colonel Khan. I remember that. I remember that's so heavy, Captain. You bring back some memories. I remember coming from my slavery. I lived in the, you know what I'm saying, it was a great time, man. Just remembering, living with, you know what I'm saying, the brothers in DC, man, Captain Shot, Captain I.S.U.P.K, being around those brothers, man. And coming home from my slavery, man, and getting out, it's like a corner store right up the street, not too far up the street. And I'm coming on around the corner, and I'm walking. I got off the bus. And I remember going into the store, and I seen two guys. They had trench coats on, and they had the U.S. Marshal badge on. And I came out the store. I didn't think nothing. I went and got, they followed me in the store. I got what I needed, and I came out. And as I'm coming out through the alleyway, brother, a car. It was tactical. It was straight up tactical. A car cut me off in the alleyway. The window was already down. He had the weapon already drawn. He pulled up the window down. He said, "Freeze, stop right there." And as I turned around to my back, the two officers, the two U.S. Marshals, already had their hand on a holster from their trench coat. I would have made one false move. I could have been dead right then and there.
Yep, I would have been the wrong man.
I would have been the wrong man. They started, but they was ready to execute force right then and there. I turned around. They saw me turn around. They saw my face, and they already had their hand on their holsters. And then so I kept, kept it cool. Yeah. We walked up, asked for ID, and they said, we looking for somebody you fit the description on America's Most Wanted list. I said, well, damn, what the America's Most Wanted? You know what I'm saying? But just that quick.
They made a movie like that.
Just that quick. You know what I'm saying? But thanks, to the Most High in Christ and my training in the UPK, that the mercy of the Lord, I was able to avoid that. You know what I'm saying? But they were ready. They looked at me like a fugitive. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the cat that did whatever he did, but they just show you how quick that you fit the description, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's a heavy point, Captain I remember them days, man.
Yeah.
That's wild. They say you fit the description of America's Most Wanted. Well, let me see what he looked like then. Let me see what he looked like. I fit the description. Like every black man fit the goddamn description. This week, some fool went down and shut up the one of the metro station in DC. Shot somebody and the bus came out. Shot a few more people. I listen to news. They give you the description. Here the description. Tall black male with a beard and braids. I'm like, which one of you Hebrews? I'm like, well, listen, that's everybody. They say tall black male with a beard and braids.
Right.
He has a scully on. He wearing a sweatsuit with a hoodie. I'm like, well, y'all just mix much. Y'all create Captain America nigga. That's what every nigga wear. And it's cold as shit that day too. Whoever that fool was, I don't know, but he just started firing at everybody at the damn metro station.
Damn.
And they took him in alive, I believe. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Like the way how they describe things, all the way down. Now, when one of them do it, there's no description on the suspect. The suspect is in custody. We have a suspect. No details on the suspect right now. But let it be somebody black, brother. Oh my gosh!
And if I could, when we had the police chief at our school for a town hall meeting that we had at our school, and I asked the police chief, because I've always felt like you say certain crimes is going on because there was a serial rapist in town, and he was more than likely Caucasian. They didn't say, but he was attacking women and trying to rape them at a certain part of town. And the story kind of came out, but it was so low key how they brought the story out. They didn't give no great description. They didn't give no MO. Like, this is how he does it. This is what you got to look out for. This is what we have on the guy. So people can be prepared and be watching out.
Right.
Like, people's everyday person wouldn't even know. I only know because I'm kind of staying in the loop because it's my job. And I asked the police chief that. I said, when things are going on, how come you guys don't give some background information so the public can be better prepared about different things and this and that? And he said, well, we don't want copycats. So we don't say nothing about certain things so there won't be no copycat person. So it says there is a rapist running around attacking elderly black women. We don't want to say nothing to nobody because we don't want to create a copycat. So at first that answer slid by me. I said, all right, okay. I don't like that answer, but whatever. As I thought about it, why the hell you put a black man on TV every damn night talking about every crime he did?
Exactly. Do you want to create a copycat of that?
Right. And they've been creating copycats.
That's it.
That's yeah. They've been doing
exactly
it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's shot because it's like they say, oh, black man did this, black man did that. It'll be all over the news, and they'll give some details when they want to demonize and sensationalize it. But when it's an oppressor doing something, when it's some type of oppressor crime, you got to keep that hush. We can't talk. We're not going to tell the public about that, and it's BS.
And so if I can, Captain Kapash, what you're saying is so right, because look at how now the forensic investigation is happening into more in depth when it comes to these Memphis police officers. Mm-hmm. Look now, because it's black now we can delve into the psyche of police brutality because it's safe, but only when it regards to black people. When you want to push the conversation forward with white people and attach white supremacy to it, now it's not a color thing.
Right.
And it's ironic because this Black History Month. You know what I'm saying? And you got black people now afraid to speak about black issues because they're afraid to get canceled on Black History Month. Can you imagine that?
Mm.
You're afraid to even talk about, which is why the UPK is the vanguard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why that we hold this Bible in truth in totality.
Yeah.
Because these people here, and I'm talking about professionals. I'm talking about people who in black studies, poli-sci, any kind of studies dealing with a connection with black people, even black economics, don't want to even speak out about certain things this month because they're afraid they're going to get canceled.
Yeah.
They hide in their ivory towers right now in Princeton and Yale in certain parts because they said, well, look, we can't really talk to you about this publicly on record.
Right.
That's why. Because they're afraid.
Yeah.
That's what the scriptures say. If I can, this is a scripture where it talks about that you have to confess Christ. There's danger attached to a confession. That's why it's called a confession. It ain't just saying you set up in church and say, I accept, God is my savior, the Lord is my savior, and all this other hogwash. They say confession means you speak the truth according to the Bible.
No matter what.
No matter what. No matter who can't try to cancel you, no matter who want to fire you and all these things, they don't confess Christ, but in the UPK we do.
That's it.
Like I yield.
If I could, like on the back of the story with Captain Kapash was talking about with the cop and the serial rapist. This week I heard a story about a sister, brother. She's a teacher in a school, right? And she's teaching her class. I think it's one of them, like either elementary or middle school, some one of them, that type of age group. And she's teaching, and the damn custodian, he run in the class, but he ducking. He opened the door and ducking, coming in class. So she like, what's going on? She said the SWAT is in the building doing a sweep. They ain't tell the school nothing. They ain't communicate to the teachers nothing, but they have some kind of active situation in the school. And the SWAT is in the hall. And because he don't know nothing, he on his way to whichever part of the school to do his duty. And he see them coming around the corner with the tool, and they kind of wave to him, and that's how he doesn't find a class to run into, right? So of course he could have met his end. Come to find out, brother, it's some inmate that escaped from somewhere that said about 2 months ago that he's going to escape from this place and run into a school and kill children. And they didn't tell the teacher shit. They didn't tell nobody nothing. They just come the next day and say whatever. Like when it comes to them, they'll keep their shit, hidden. I mean, this fool, he escaped, brother, and he make it into the school, and they ain't even, why catch him and put him back? That's what I want to know.
That's right.
That's what I want to know. Like I would have rather the mercy you show him to Tyree Nichols, and then let the Q Dogs handle him. Let the Q Dogs run in that school and handle that escape.
That's right.
I mean, it's so crazy how they deal with, and this place is so backward. Like that's why the Lord said He turning up things upside down.
Yeah.
Like the first shall be last and the last shall be first. Because how you deal with a criminal is how you're supposed to deal with a civilian.
That's right.
This thing had to go, brother. This thing had to go. You know what I mean? Like, all you brothers and sisters that are in them fraternities and sororities, you're guilty by association right now.
That's right.
And they ain't speaking out. We ain't hearing their voice at all.
Yeah, I ain't hearing no haru. I ain't hearing one bar.
Salaki Cap.
Not no kiwi. Them kiwi. It's bullshit. I ain't hearing nothing.
Right. So Salaki Cap. I want to give a shout out to I.S.U.P.K. Florida that went down to
That's right.
I.S.U.P.K. Florida under Captain GEN.YAHANNA. They went down to the Bethune-Cookman College this past Friday, and dealing with the different issues of corruption and things like that. Of course, Ed Reed, a football Hall of Famer, was trying to get that position down there. He made a video, went viral, and they had a whole town hall meeting. But it just heavy what you said about that sororities and fraternities. They was in there, of course, shouting. A couple of them shouted fraternity and so forth. But just this week, I think the Omegas, they said that they rescinded the membership, or they canceled the membership of those police officers that was involved in this situation because of the backlash. Like you said, the accountability. You know what I'm saying? Being held accountable. Like, is this what you teaching because one of them, believe it or not, was accused of hazing from what I heard in college. So this was he was no stranger to abusive black men, because they were hazing in a lot of these fraternities, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In these fraternities. So it just speaks to all these things that we seek to find brotherhood and sisterhood in the world. You won't find them in the world because it's not real. Because look at how they treat brothers and sisters, in the world.
Yeah.
Their own people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's just sad the way they did that, brother, man.
Yep.
I look at that video, man. It lets you know that we in hell, that we are fully under oppression. I yield.
Yep. They should not rescind their membership. The sorority should be disbanded.
That's it.
Just like the Red Dog and what's the other Scorpion Gang. The sorority should be disbanded because birds of a feather flock together.
That's it.
You best believe there's more Q dogs on a force somewhere, or in a military somewhere, or a CO or a security guard somewhere that's doing violations. You damn near had to violate each other and yourself to become one of them Q dogs. You got to get that brand. I know they don't push it so much no more, but at one time that brand, that Omega sign had to be, seared into your goddamn skin.
Right.
And Salaki, Cap, just to further, magnify your point too. Like they joined that because it's almost like they form a bond with each other. And if you're not part of that bond, if me and you ain't part of that bond, we not looked at as brothers.
No, exactly.
You understand? So as I say, disband the whole thing because what you're teaching young black men or black men on the whole is you have to be part of a clique of this, this elite, whatever, fraternity.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And on top of that too, now in fact, the whole Greek philosophy is what? Alpha male and beta male.
Yeah.
So if you in the fraternity and you this Q dog, you consider the alpha. So of course, Tyree Nichols is a beta. So you get to do to him whatever the hell you want to.
Yeah.
Right.
Do anything you want to and yell at him. And you damn near, there was hazing the brother damn near. It was like a hazing ritual. And they go back and they talk about how, man, I did this to him and that to him. And look at him, he high as so and so, as if there's some alpha male. They are the top of the damn food chain and all that nonsense. Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry.
They got what you call pseudo masculinity. If I could, and one more thing here, this is what you call real masculinity. Them brothers in Florida who went and confront that's real masculinity, man. Real masculinity. Brothers who turned from their ways, got strong, looked up with other brothers, and going to get more brothers out of the world, out of the street, going to defend more brothers, and will never harm anybody unless they have to defend themselves. That's sorority, man. All the sororities and fraternities, y'all need to disband. Y'all hurt the black community. You know how much hurt you do to the black community. You know how much women be getting raped in them damn fraternities and sororities.
Men too.
Parties and men getting raped. Shit, I remember hearing about a story. The brothers in a dorm somewhere, brother. They're in a dorm. It's a co-ed dorm. And they're hearing bang, 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 bang on the doors. Bang, 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 bang on the doors. And they run outside and they go outside, brother. And it's the female track team running through the hall naked, banging on the doors. And the whole game is to bang on each door and sprint all the way down to the hall and hit the stairs and go to the next floor. But they're running down naked. So the spirit of it is, if you could catch them, well, then it's whatever. You get the point? And that's what's going on in, that's all the rituals and all this nonsense they be doing. Them Greek fraternities and sororities hurt the black community. It separates us more. It gives them, it gives the oppressor a damn near master slave class. You just some uppity, stubby nose inside, bougie ass nigga. It ain't good for nothing but to serve the oppressor and hurt your people, man. Hurting your goddamn people.
Right.
Because I bet you this, Cap, that was not the first time them men did that.
No.
The way them men after the whole beating, them men had, if they had drinks, they'd be drinking and talking about, what a wonderful, I got a 2-piece on him. I got a foot in on him. Yep. They were talking about it like they just beat a bear to death.
Yeah.
Or some dog, or something.
Yep.
Khan, if I go ahead, Cam Khan, you had something?
I just want to say it's a movie called Burning Sands. When you get a chance, you can watch this movie. It talks about the black fraternities and hazing. It's called Burning Sands. And it's just so crazy. Like it's like Captain Mashak said, it's like hazing. Like they're so used to it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And the crazy part about it, I remember being in college And a friend of mine, he pledged to be an Alpha. And an Alpha is, I think, that's another fraternity. So I remember him. I seen him one day. He was, limping. Then I seen him another day. He had crutches on. And I used to roll with this cat, and me and some other cats, we used to roll together. And I remember 3 of the cats coming to me and said, "Hey man, so and so is on crutches, man." I said, "Yeah, what happened?" He said, "Man, he won't even tell us what happened, but we know he pledged for that fraternity. Man, he messed around and broke his leg somehow, or they broke his leg or something. He won't even say anything about it." And I remember them coming to me about it and telling me, and I'm going to him like, "Everything all right, man? You know what's going on?" And he wouldn't even, because they couldn't say anything about it. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to show you what happens in those fraternities, man. And God knows what they had them do, if they, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may happen. But this is what goes on in those fraternities, man. There is no real brotherhood there. You know what I'm saying? And you can see it even a lot of these pastors. Hold up. A lot of these pastors are Greek fraternities. A lot of Martin Luther King, he was a part of a Greek fraternity. Let me tell you, we can go on and on and on with this thing, with this black boule and these upper echelon Negroes who think they're better than the regular black person in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? The Bible says, "Mark them that cause division." You understand? This is what happens. The Lord, he used racism. I'm sorry. Our oppressor uses racism as what is classism in order to keep us in line. You had to have the house nigga and the field nigga. You had to create a class system and race system in order to control the mass population. This is what happens. They give them these positions of power. They make them the city councilman. They put them over the school board like Bethune-Cookman and so forth to have no checks and balances. And there's a saying that you want to know the measure of a man, you give him power. And you gonna know the measure of that man. When he has power, he gonna reveal who he really is, his character.
And if I could say something, man, y'all bring it out so heavy, Captain Mashab, Captain I.S.U.P.K, Captain Kahan, them yard. We going by playground rules here. You understand? Same rules apply. If one of the brothers in the UPK was on tape beating his wife, y'all would have said, y'all UPK is a bunch of women beaters. Well, guess what? All y'all fraternities are a bunch of murdering cops, man.
That's right.
Crooked murdering cops.
Own it.
And abusers of mankind, abusers of our brothers, of our people.
That's right.
All you fraternities, when next time I see a fraternity, I say, "Oh, you with them people that be beating on people. Y'all beat on people, y'all beat on your members, y'all come out and become cops and beat on people in the streets." I know about, okay, cool. I know about you guys. Y'all the ones beating on people who beat on black people. So that goes for all the fraternities now. Like I said, if it was one of us, they would have put that label on every brother. So all y'all getting that label of abusers.
We'd have had to own that thing. And it's so okay. It's so like we really had to separate from this oppressor and stop trying to be like him, because this thing is so similar to that Elijah McClain one where there was haze in Elijah McClain. I don't know because I'll give you the pull the story, the original description of the story, and then the heinous thing they just did, brother. You know that police department rehired them bastards after they killed the brother. They were blaming it on the 911, the ketamine shot, but really they harassed this brother, and he was just trying to go home. And this brother, I mean, the whole description is so heartbreaking. Where he was damn near, he's trying to pacify the animal. He's trying to pet the animal. He's like, I'm your friend. I like you guys. And, and you remember he's autistic. So he trying his best to, deal with them. And they laughing and choking and, joking around. And meanwhile, choking this brother and all kind of nonsense. Because like you have it? I think you muted.
Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you now.
Yep, I got it, sir. What we know about the killing of Elijah McClain in August 2019, police officers in Aurora, Colorado, approached 23-year-old Elijah McClain as he walked home from a convenience store. The Aurora Police Department later said that a 911 caller had reported a suspicious person in a ski mask, and that when officers confronted McClain, who was not armed and had not committed any kind of crime, he resisted arrest. In the 15 minutes that followed, the officers tackled McClain to the ground, put him in a carotid hold, and called first responders, who injected him with ketamine. He had a heart attack on the way to the hospital and died days later after being declared brain dead. McClain's family maintains that law enforcement's use of excessive force led to Elijah's death. And roughly a year and a half later, a report commissioned by the Aurora City Council suggested that the police had lacked the legal grounds to stop and forcefully detain him. Still, the then district attorney presiding over the case, Dave Young, declined to charge the officers and paramedics involved in McClain's death, a decision that stood until Wednesday on September 1st, 2 years after McClain died. A grand jury returned a 32-count indictment charging officers Nathan Woodyard and Randy Rodema, former police officer Jason Rosenblatt, and Aurora Fire and Rescue paramedics Jeremy Cooper and Lieutenant Peter Chichenuk, with 1 count each of manslaughter and 1 count each of criminally negligent homicide. Rodema and Rosenblatt also face one.
If I could too, the officers he just named. This is them right after the incident with the brother, taking a picture, and they simulating the hold they put the brother in,
right,
and laughing and joking, which is watch the lassie dog on the side who sellouts like to lay down with. Because I don't know if you could find it where they said the stuff Elijah McClain was saying to them. If you could get that part, brother. If you could get that part where he's telling them leave me alone. The story is he went to the store on his way home. It was like a snowy night or something like that. It had snow on the ground, ice, and he was wearing the mask because it was cold. He just pulled the scully down over his head.
Right.
And I think the broad pull up to him first and, asking him questions he didn't want to talk to her. Of course, he autistic. He ain't trying to talk to nobody. Sometimes it'd be socially awkward. They didn't want to talk to nobody. He trying to go home, and then she swing around, call for backup. And that's it. That's where it went left.
Right.
And if you can't find it, it ain't no sweat. But brother, I remember clearly, he was he getting roughed up on the ground, and they're saying, he was telling them, say, I'm your friend.
I have it right here, sir.
You have it? Go ahead.
Yeah. Kawakan. As McClain pleaded for his life, Twitter users revealed that his last words were, "I'm an introvert. I'm just different. That's all. I'm so sorry. I don't have a gun. I don't do that stuff. All I was trying to do was become better. I'll do it. You all are phenomenal. You are beautiful.
Wow.
And I love you."
Stop right there. Stop right. I can't take it.
God damn.
That brother, you take advantage of somebody so much that they start to
compliment you,
capitulate to you, brother. God damn, to what? You capitulate to you and compliment you, hoping you stop. Hoping you stop. But once again, the Greek fraternities is the culture of the oppressor, which is to have fun while torturing somebody.
Damn
which
right.
Is in protest. And you damn stinking Uncle Tom nigga cops in Memphis was doing the same thing to Tyree Nichols.
Captain.
But they give them cops back their job, though. They get them cops back their job. I wonder what you niggas gonna get. I waiting to see. I hope you get the chair. So, go ahead, Kohan, please.
Oh my goodness. I mean, the humanity. Like they love to fix the conversation when we talk about race. They say, "Well, look, am I human? Can we just look at the humanity aspect of things?" Well, now let's look at that right now with this situation. You have a brother pleading for his life. You don't recognize our humanity. This is a brother that didn't have to die. You took his life. The same way you took his life and took a brother's life in Memphis. And then you want to have a conversation about humanity.
Right.
You want to have a conversation about peace. I don't want to have no more conversations about peace. I want to have a conversation about power.
That's right.
You understand? That's the conversation we want, like on the streets. And see, I know you feeling it. I know they feeling it. But we don't want to talk about peace no more and humanity no more. We want to talk about power. You go over there on the damn Palestinians at the UN, they talking about power. They ain't talking about peace.
Right.
These other nations that's under the gun, they not talking about peace. They talking about power. If you don't want to talk about power, there's no need to have a conversation. You understand? Because this right here, our lives, it's crazy that inflation that affected everything with the cost of eggs, the cost of this, the cost of that, but it has not changed the value and cost of our lives in a capitalist society.
Yep.
You see this, what's going on right here, man. To hear that brother crying out to say, look, you guys are great, giving them compliments. He
said phenomenal. While he's under pressure, fighting for his life, you know where you have to go mentally to come up with phenomenal while fighting for your life, Ark? You know the kind of controlled terror you have to be under? Salaki, go ahead. Salaki, bro.
No, Cap, I can't say it better than that, Cap. But you just said you brought it home for the listening audience out there, which is why we implore all our brothers. See, the UPK is reaching people nationwide now. There's people nationwide that's saying what the UPK is saying and know what we are saying is right. You know this is where you're supposed to be lending your support, where you're supposed to be having solidarity to. You know it at this point. How many more? God has to change. He had to put you in a uniform. He had to put you in the driver's seat now. God is so merciful. He even say, he put it in the court of public opinion. And he said, you know what? Okay, you say I'm not right. You be the judge. That show you how merciful God is. God is long suffering. He put it in the court of public opinion and then give you front seat to see what's happening in HD and say you be the judge. If you want to say God is wrong.
Right.
God say his spirit ain't gonna always strive with man. Like, look at this brother, man. A brother that's autistic, and once again, and because he's black, he has to suffer under the gun from these people. You understand? Because they don't see you as human, man. You know what I'm saying? But these black police officers that's a part of the machine, and I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of you black police officers out there, ex-black military, black people in the military, Hispanic people, Native Indian people, we have General Haas in the I.S.U.P.K, General Hazayan, who've been involved in that life, man. If you need to reach out to the UPK and get some kind of consultation, because a lot of you breaking down from a lot of this, from this backlash you see going on. A lot of you need counsel. A lot of you brothers, you don't know which way to turn. You better pick up the phone and call the I.S.U.P.K. You better go to ISUPK.com and get some consultation, man. Because I'm gonna tell you something, you're gonna end up on the wrong side of history. I'm gonna tell you straight up as a fact. When the book is written, when the records are sealed, you're gonna understand you was on the wrong side of history. So you better make that change now. You better find out how can I get on the right, get on God's side instead of being on the side of this oppressor. I yield.
And Salaki, that's a heavy what you're bringing out, man. Because you know what I mean, like I really would like to know what a brother or a sister in the world could tell a child or a young boy, you know what I mean, to save their life. Because this young boy said everything to save his life.
Oh my gosh,
he said everything to save his life.
Brother, he said, sacrifice my identity, I'll do it. You all are phenomenal. You are beautiful and I love you.
Oh my
Try to forgive me.
Oh God. Oh my goodness.
I don't know what else I don't know what y'all want to gain from this thing. I don't understand what, and y'all call us a hate group,
right?
Y'all say we a hate group and we preaching hate.
Captain, he said sacrifice my identity. That's spiritual.
Come on, man.
When the scriptures say that they gonna put a yoke of iron on our neck. Meaning you can't breathe. Well, it's spiritual because that's what's going on with us spiritually. We cannot breathe.
Right.
In any category you think he said? Oh my! When he said that, what was that? I sacrifice my identity, I'll do it. Thank you, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
That's right.
God damn it.
That's right.
Sacrifice who I am to be like you. And then you have people who have sacrificed that in the uniform to do the same thing to what he's doing, they doing to him.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to tell us that we are hell with that, brother. We like Mattathias. We not boy, oh boy, you don't understand. We believe what we stand on, and we're not gonna sacrifice our identity for no one.
Right.
We're not gonna sacrifice our laws and statutes and commandments for no one. And this brother here did it because why? He was a lost sheep, and he didn't have a shepherd.
That's right.
These people here, and you blame the so-called black leadership. A lot of you niggas is in the fraternity. And you don't speak out for stuff like this. You understand? He caught in the wild from wild animals, these heathens, and they destroyed his brother, man.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. Where was his share? Where was once the scriptures say you supposed to defend them the weak, man. That's why you supposed to have, that's what your strength is for. The Lord bless a man with strength to defend the weak.
Exactly.
He bless a man with riches to defend the poor.
Mm-hmm.
This brother here said, you are very strong, man. Then said, teamwork make the dream work. Oh my goodness. What dream is that?
Mm-hmm.
The dream that we can't even exist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Salaki Kapai. I ain't gonna take long, but brother, just imagine this. Them purple cats, what it was saying, if Trayvon Martin had what?
I'd listen to the white man.
I'd listen to the white man. Well, one of you purple cats, one of you purple rain, tell us what this brother should have done to save his life.
That's right.
Both of them. Both of them. It's both brothers, both the Tyree and Elijah. Because this is Tyree Nichols here. Both of them was like, what did I do? Okay, I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And I want to know what you rich Uncle Tom nigger was gonna say, because when they was killing street niggas and you so-called, the undesirables, you always halfway on the fence, like, well, he shouldn't have had drugs on him.
Michael Brown?
Yes, he should. Well, what y'all gonna say about a guy who playing a violin and this brother here who likes taking pictures of the fucking sunset? What you gonna say now? What justifies his death now? Man, listen, if y'all don't know, you better know. This place got to go.
That's it.
This place got to go. I tell you all, listen, man, I recommended a good watch for y'all. There's a series on Amazon called Hunter or Hunters. Al Pacino is one of the stars. They have a few stars up in there, brother. You watch the propaganda they do for the Jewish community, and that Key and Peele, the ones who make all them the new age horror movies like Get Out, they're the directors. And brother, the propaganda to justify the Jewish retribution. Al Pacino tell the little boy the best revenge is revenge. And so he telling them, brother, and the whole show is how evil these Nazi doctors was, brother. They I mean, I don't even know if it's true, but they whatever stories is behind each one, they're showing it. One of them was a dentist who, okay, this is what they say. They say they have to get him because he used to torture patients by pulling out all the teeth. And he was a dentist that pulled out all the teeth of the young Jewish kids and would save them in a box. Brother, I watching this thing with my rib. I turned to her and say, and they say we don't have nothing to cry about. Y'all remember that dentist, that heathen dentist in Florida that was pulling out the teeth of black children who was under the Medicaid. He would take the Medicaid from the mothers in Florida. And instead of just regular checkups and stuff like that, he would say they have a cavity and he had to pull the teeth out, and he was yanking teeth out so he could get big money from the Medicaid insurance. Now, you had to make some shit up on TV for people to feel sorry for you. We live in the horror. So what the hell you telling me about, Holocaust this and Holocaust that, man?
Damn right.
Man.
Cap. And what you're saying is so right. Even George Washington, the first president of the United States, his teeth were so bad, he took a dentist took teeth from his slaves to put in his mouth. The first president of the United once again, we experts when it comes to Black history. We are experts when it comes to the racial. We are experts when it comes to racial issues in America and I.S.U.P.K. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't understand, man. Like what Captain Shock is saying. Once again, they take our story and they insert themselves in it. They take our narrative. They taking our talking points right now.
Yep.
The things that we saying on I.S.U.P.K, Black Watch, and I.S.U.P.K abroad, there as people, you have editors in the streets of America listening to what we're saying right now. And some of them are even connected with people in the Congress right now. And they saying, look, we're doing a case study on this, but you know what? There's a segment of Black America that's Hebrew Israelites. They saying is when anything that's valid, they coming from the I.S.U.P.K. That's a fact.
That's right.
That's just a fact right now. Because we hearing it. We hearing it and we knowing that it's coming from us. Why? Because the UPK is the vanguard.
Yes,
we are the men that's on the forefront. And shout out to all the sisters that support the I.S.U.P.K. This is why you can pay your ties, man. A lot of you sisters, y'all doing a phenomenal job. Continue to support these men, man, because guess what? We building something for our children's children.
Yes,
we building something. This is the last holdout here. You understand? This is the last holdout, man. We must hold this thing to the T, man. I yield. Salakia.
If I could, Kazak, just look up that story. The dentist's name is something Schneider. Some Snyder is his name. He's in Florida. And like I said, that so-called Amazon special, brother. I mean, they're talking about how they bring these Nazis over and give them jobs and this, that, the other, and the Jewish people want revenge. Meanwhile, his name is Schneider. Where do you think he from? You think he from from one of them islands from Mauritius or something like that? You think he from Australia? The dentist's name is Schneider. You found it?
Kawakam.
Go ahead, Ak.
Kawakam. Horrifying dentist allegedly choked kids, took out teeth for no reason. A Florida pediatric dentist and possible demon from your nightmares made flesh is being sued by nearly 50 patients for allegedly performing unnecessary surgery on kids, pulling out their teeth for no reason, and in some cases, hitting or choking them. Parents have been protesting outside Dr. Howard Schneider's office for 3 weeks, and CNN's Anderson Cooper 360 brought national attention to the case on Wednesday, showing cell phone video of a child screaming in Schneider's chair and interviewing a little girl who ended up with 7 teeth pulled instead of just 1.
Brother, 7. A child can't take no set of pain, brother. And he ain't okay. When they get into it, he wasn't using the right amount of anesthesia anyway. That's why he had to choke the child out, and the child screaming. He wouldn't let the parents in the room.
He got him strapped. He got the kid strapped down.
I know what I said. Yeah, like what's your picture,
brother? They say he was making millions in insurance claims with the Medicaid. Like this I believe this was in Jacksonville, Florida. Poor area. And of course, people who low income getting the government insurance, he accepted. And he just, brother, you talk to any dentist, you pull too much teeth, the new growth starts to slide around in the child's mouth because they don't have a structure there. And it could jam up the whole mouth. That's why sometimes they just say, just let it grow out. They're going to get new teeth anyway. He making millions over it. They go on the damn TV and make a show about this Jewish man trying to get revenge on this Nazi German devil. They call him Satan. And
imagine that.
I'm trying to tell you that. He pulls so much teeth from these young kids. We live in the thing. What you talking about? Brother,
So, Cap, can I say one thing, Captain? Oh man, this is torture. And the thing about it, and this is why we always tell brothers, if you Black, Hispanic, or American Indian, if you a dentist, if you in any profession, do your job. Be righteous when you do your job. We already have these other people oppressing us. Now you gonna join in the oppression? This is why you supposed this when the Lord bless you with the ability to be a dentist. If you are our people, you supposed to be right with our people, man. Not overcharge and abuse our people. Yeah, like the police, the so-called police and things like that. This right here is torture, man. But this is what the Lord forbid us not to do in the scriptures. He said, do not make merchandise of your own people. Why? Because the heathens make merchandise. When we were in chattel slavery, your teeth was the master's teeth. You understand? Your genitals was the master's genitals. You were property. And this is what happens in an extension of the Roman Empire through capitalism. Your teeth now is just another dollar sign in his bank account. And then you want to argue with the U.P.K.? Don't tell the U.P.K. nothing on these streets. You better shut your mouth when you see us on these streets, man.
Yeah, that's right.
At this point, you better just shut your mouth. Stop playing with the U.P.K. If you don't like it, just keep walking up the street. You understand?
Yep.
We gonna speak the words of God, whether you like it or not, man. At this point. So like I yield.
It's not. I just had to bring that shit out, man, because brother, I'm watching every episode, every minute of it. I'm like, this shit is not by design. The timing of this damn show is not by design. So like, go ahead,
Khan, sir. No, it's like I was gonna say, what Captain Khan said was so heavy, and just a little off topic, but it's on topic. Even on Facebook, I'm in all these different groups. General Katham, he invited us to all the different groups to go in these groups and battle. And of course, in fish. So I'm in a bunch of different Muslim groups and Christian groups, fake Israelite groups. And I thought it was just real ironic that they always have so much to say about all this theology and all the debates. But then when this police brutality happens and when we lose one of our brothers or sisters, it's always quiet. And so like Captain Khan just said, you should shut your goddamn mouth. You don't have any solutions in real life. You do all that talking on social media and that's it. You understand? The U.P.K. has the actual solutions in real life to fix God's people. You understand? So you can have all that Africa talk and all that debates online. Listen, we do that too, but we in the streets. You understand? And we doing what the Lord told us to do, man. We got solutions. You should come find us, man.
We where the problem is. We're going to where the problem is.
Right.
Where everything is all medicated and sanitized and clean and talking from there. We go into where the problem is.
Damn right.
Gotta have a love for Black people or be trained to have that love for Black people.
Right.
But all politicians and them, they love money.
Can I say one thing what you just said, Captain Mashak, and Officer Kazaka said, Captain Mashak, what you just said, it's straight biblical. And no one can argue with Captain Mashak.
Oh shit! Hold on, Kahan. I don't want to miss your point. You're going in and out. Kahan, you're going in and out a little bit.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're straight now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now, Captain?
Yep.
Yeah. I just want to say what you saying is the God honest truth, man. About where the problem at. We are directly in hell where the problem is at.
Right.
Like think about it. When the plague came, the Bible said Moses stood between the dead and the living when he held that incense up. He was between the dead and the living. He was in the middle of the whole situation.
Right.
So he's seen on one side the dead and he's seen the living on the other side. And that's where the priests are. That's why we always teach brothers to be where the problem is. Be in the midst of around judgment.
Yeah.
Just like Daniel was. Because God is his hand is moving in this thing, man. And this is why no one can say anything to the U.P.K. because we are where the problem is. We ain't just talk. We don't just do Facebook. We do face to face.
That's right. That's right.
He had one cat out there. And Don is saying he was going to do this and he was going to do that. I told him, I said, we'll be there waiting on you. Okay. And I said, we're here now. We're waiting on. We extend camp another hour. He never showed up because you know why? Because he's a coward. You understand? We ain't afraid over here, man. You better know the prophets were not no weak men. They were serious about what they believed in. You understand? I yield.
Absolutely.
Kind of, if I could say something too, y'all bringing out so damn heavy because Captain Mashak, Captain I thought, Captain Kahan. I just want to pull this one scripture because this is damn sure for the black cops. You know what I mean? For the black cops. The scripture says, and it shall be a chase. Well, I'm gonna go to the second part. This is a prophecy. They shall every man
say where it is if you don't mind, please.
Isaiah 13 and 14.
Go ahead.
They shall every man turn to his own people and flee every one into his own land. Everybody's gonna go back to their own. And this is for you black cops, the way you doing, brothers, and the whole aura of everything. You better hope you can come back. You better hope you can come back because I know right now if you a black cop and your kids is looking at you every day, put on that uniform, you're gonna get less and less honor in your own house.
Damn.
Because they're gonna say, Dad, they're gonna be seeing what's going on as they get older and they see things and they know their dad's a cop and they're gonna say in their head, yeah, my dad's one of the good ones. My dad, I think my dad's one of the good ones. I'm sure he is, but the whole world is gonna say, nah, look what's really happening. Look what your dad's really a part of.
Yeah.
And it's the kicker at the end. Verse 15. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. When it says everyone that's found, that's talking about the ones that are not with their own people in this day. They were found, and you were not with your people when you got found. You were with the other people, and it said they were thrust through, and they will fall by the sword that's joined to them. When this thing really takes a big turn, and there's a lot of turns happening you see, this is the Lord. This is all the Lord. It's a lot of big turns. You black cops, you're gonna be on the wrong, like how Captain Kahan just said, you're gonna be on the wrong side of the fence, of the tracks. And when these oppressors see that, these brothers is getting right, they're not committing crimes, they're not in the streets doing like how, and we can take advantage of them like we know we usually do, they're gonna turn and take advantage of you black cops.
Yeah.
They're gonna all turn and take advantage of you. Because guess what? The brothers are gonna be off of dope. Brothers is gonna be keeping the commandments. They're gonna be clicked up with the truth.
Right.
They're gonna turn on you black cops. That's your buddy. So don't be surprised you see these white cops, they do what they do to the black man on the street, they do it to a black cop. The scripture said you're gonna be found, gonna be thrust through. So that's just a word for the wise from the Lord on the scriptures.
They're gonna be thrust through by those who they join to. You know what I mean? Because that's how it always go. Martin Luther King was joined to the oppressor who killed him.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's joined to the oppressor who killed him. You know what I mean?
And also to it, what Christ said. Christ said he came to bring a division between father and son. But you know what I mean? Like Christ, you know what I mean? This here is the Lord. You know what I mean? He lets you know. You know what I mean? Do not go be a cop. Why you want to go be a cop? You know what I mean? Why would you want to go be a cop after seeing this on you know what I mean, high definition? You understand? And reading all the stories about these cops. You thinking that, you know what I mean, they're the most righteous, you know what I mean, people with badges on, when they're the most ruthless and the worst of us with badges on.
That's right.
You understand? Like he making sure that the line ain't blurred. It's clear.
Yeah.
It's either you're with us,
that's right,
or you're against us. And being a cop in this day and age, you're against black people.
Yeah.
Hispanics and Native Indians.
All right, Captain.
Inherently, it's inherent in the job. You know what I mean? It don't matter even if you believe it or you have a personal hatred for black people. The job function would demand that you do it. It's like a janitor and you don't sweep the floor.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? Imagine you're a janitor and you saying, well, you know, I like, you know, I think things should be natural and dust should be everywhere. Then you can't be a janitor because you have to sweep the floor. In order to be a police officer, you in your perception and your process as you calculating whether this is a suspect, whether this is somebody who a person of interest, all these pretty terms in your process from the training in the academy and all the morning meetings and all that, your process is being biased to definitely always not give black and brown men especially and people by extension the benefits of the doubt.
That's
your
right.
process is to give everybody else the benefits of the doubt.
Kind, if I could, it's starting to become what they stand for. It's starting to become what a cop stands for, and what being a cop stands for is now it's becoming what it really is, which is racism, oppression, the system. You know, now it's like this what you stand for. This is what the badge stands for. This is what that blue outfit. This is what that car. It don't stand for protect and serve. It don't stand for justice. It don't stand for any of those things anymore. Now it stands for this is what we stand on. This is what this means. This outfit, this car, this badge means I oppress black people. I racially profile black people. I arrest black people.
Right.
That's what it's starting. That's what it's standing for now. And like I said, and it's
yeah, it's ridiculous.
Judgment coming.
If we could, I just want to grab one more story before we close off. That one with the 9-year-old girl, unless somebody else had another.
I like that 9-year-old girl story too.
Yeah,
checking it out.
That is, boy, yikes! That is that's you know, we really need our own every goddamn thing. You know what I mean? And okay, to the parents of this young girl, you know what I mean? Like, this is a wake-up call. Where let's get into the story. I didn't want to jump ahead. Please, don't forget to unmute your mic too.
Kawaka, yeah, the water, so you can hear me.
Yeah. You straight.
The water, sir. Yale honors the work of a 9-year-old black girl whose neighbor reported her to police. 9-year-old Bobby Wilson may be in the 4th grade, but last month the Yale School of Public Health held a ceremony honoring the budding scientist's recent work. The university entered Bobby's collection of 27 spotted lanternflies, an extremely invasive species that is harmful to trees and other plants, into the Peabody Museum of Natural History database. Bobby was also presented with the title of Donor Scientist during the January 20th ceremony. We wanted to show her bravery and how inspiring she is. And we just want to make sure she continues to feel honored and loved by the Yale community. Ijeoma Apara, an assistant professor at the school, said in a statement. The accolades come just 3 months after Bobby, who was black, made headlines when former Caldwell Borough council member Gordon Losh, who is white, called local police on the girl. Sir.
No, go ahead.
Kawakan. She was collecting spotted lanternfly specimens. Her neighbor became frightened and called the cops.
No, listen. She a little girl. She's 7, 8, whatever. She in the road or in the street doing some little, you know, sciences. What's the little cartoon them children watch? Dr. something. With the little
Dr.
black
McStuffin.
Dr. McStuffin.
Yeah.
Dr. McStuffins. She playing Dr. McStuffins in the neighborhood.
Right.
And this oppressor look out and see her and call the cops. Now, skip to the part where he talking to the 911 person.
Salaki, he said he was afraid.
That's why I want him to.
Oh my goodness!
I want him to, no, but you gotta hear exactly what he said. You gotta hear what he said. Please read it out.
Kawakan, sir. There's a little black woman walking, spraying stuff on the sidewalks and trees on Elizabeth and Florence, Lawshe told the dispatcher, according to a call obtained by CNN. I don't know what the hell she's doing. Scares me though, Law, she added. Outside, Bobby, a petite child who wears pink frame glasses, was doing her bit to comply with the state's Stomp It Out campaign, which urges New Jersey residents to help eradicate the spotted lanternfly infestation. She learned about it at school and made her own version of an insect repellent she'd seen on TikTok.
So hold on.
God.
Bro, it's so many layers. So she ain't learning to twerk on the TikTok. She learning to make, insect repellents, something people can use.
Right.
So like,
and she out there. Come on, Nantha.
She like your neighborhood. What they call neighborhood watch.
I'm trying to tell. She making the neighborhood better. She's an asset.
Yeah.
And she's an asset because she listening to the New Jersey whatever promotion that the push, the drive to stomp out this invasive species. Meanwhile, this white man looks at her as an invasive species.
Right.
Good night.
Yeah.
While she marking the trees and spraying the trees, so these lantern flies don't take over his neighborhood that he been living there way longer than her. He is trying to take her out.
He calling the repellent.
Exactly. He calling the repellent. And listen, he said a little black woman, not a child.
Yeah.
Right.
Not a child. This is a woman. I don't know what the hell she's doing.
Right.
So Cap, can I say something?
Come on, brother, please.
Oh,
I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind here.
I'm about to unravel down here because there's a song called Black Butterfly.
Right.
By Denise Williams. But when you look at this sister, and listen, for all you feminist hoes out there, for all you feminists, we love black women, protect black women. We ain't heard a peep out of you.
Right.
With the UPK, we love our sisters. We love Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indian women, man. And to see this is the type of sister that grow up to be like that movie Hidden Figures.
Yep.
You understand that Yale have to, once again, if you don't understand why you need priests and prophets of the Lord, which is the warrior class of this nation, you need us. Let's just make it a fact. You want to call us a cult, but we are the defenders of the culture, the true culture. You have this sister here, they're calling the police on a child, and they upgrade her to a woman because of the threat level.
Yep.
You got nerve to send Commander General Yana hate mail from these different cities and say we wrong for what the hell we saying? We love our daughters. You understand? We love our women. Make no mistake about it, which is why we covering this story right now.
Yep.
Like Captain Mashak said, he looked at her, and Captain Nathak brought out, he looked at her as an invasive species.
That's it.
That's what it is.
Like she's the problem now. She's
the problem.
That's why. Go ahead, brother. Please.
Salaki, go ahead, Cap.
No, go ahead. I ain't even talk to you about.
I just want to say one thing,
brother. The thing it drives me down there crazy because. Oh, go ahead. I go. Please, go ahead.
It's so bad. It's so tongue tied that we can't even get the words out because this right here is unspeakable evil. And what it shows is feel this for a minute, man. Just feel this. Brothers in here and sisters in here have daughters, and we love our children. Man. We see our daughters are full of life and vigorous and have gifts that we haven't even tapped into. And you devils got a nerve to come up to us at camp and say, if this was a perfect world, if this was this. Well, listen, I don't want to hear about another perfect world because this is your world. You explain to us why it's not perfect. Right. Because we see what this world does to perfect people. Mainly our King Yahweh. Don't talk about if this was a perfect world. This world hates perfect people.
That's right.
Let's just keep it real.
So, and Salakia, and Salakia, it seemed to me like leave it up to your oppressor, right? if he choose between living in a house between you Negroes and a roach, I know who he choosing. He going to a roach.
Yep.
So he'll prefer live with a roach than live with you.
This here, he just chose the insect over the girl.
Yeah.
So like
I can handle that insect, but this little black lady, no, she needs to go when she getting rid of the problem.
Right. So like if I may too, and what's so disgusting about this too, sir, is that okay, this is the same cat that in 15 and 12, 15 years, he will be the same one in his society and his people that would try to steal this sister from the black community. And it brings me back to that scripture when it says they take the best of us.
Yeah.
Like when they see now that this sister, is like you said, it's an asset, an actual asset. His people are the ones that try to rob sisters like this from the community and turn sisters like this now against her own brothers and people so that now she can come and serve him while he always hated her. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's disgusting. It's like, and I pray this sister, coming to the school and she come and learn how to love her people and give all that skill and knowledge to her people the same way all of us that's out there that have these different skills and talents and everything, because okay, the oppressor, he hates you, but the oppressor understands, like Captain GEN.YAHANNA said earlier, that to take the best of people is power. And he understands, like sisters like this and the countless other children of ours that have these talents and skills, they'll hate them. But if they end up surviving in this hellhole, they're going to take them from us and use them to build their society and gain more power over us. So it's disgusting.
Listen, you so right. And they already take the sister. That's why they put her in the Yale thing.
Yeah,
right.
I think Yale is up there in Jersey, right?
I think Connecticut.
Connecticut, somewhere up on that side. So they probably hear anything and trying to appease the whole offense.
Right.
But they already, she went and made this, and let's bring her into this museum of whatever. And they already try to groom her towards, white America. Which is
right.
is like a catch-22, because she was trying to help the society. She came up with this thing, but really she should not try to help the society. It's because she's trying to help. She got the motivation. It's damn near like you have to let the child want to solve problems, and when they come with a solution, say now go give it to black people.
Right.
And that's really what Christ was teaching. Christ had the solution to all problems. He worked miracles and told the white woman, it's not meat for me to give the children's food to the dogs.
That's right.
It's not meat for me to do that.
That's right.
And that's what we need to be teaching our young geniuses right here. Like she could have been doing they said she learned the thing from TikTok.
Right.
Watch a bunch of TikTok videos on her own and make the thing up. While the large majority of people on TikTok learning to, twerk and be a hoe.
That's right.
She a young girl trying to do some more chemistry nonsense and, go out there and trying to, make the society better. Like the truth needs to be heard everywhere. She needs to turn on the TikTok and make this spray or this chemical or this machine that gonna help, and go give it to black people. Now, go find the Lord's people.
Damn right,
the Lord showed you how to do it. Now go find the Lord's people. Go do this for the Lord's people. You are like these young little geniuses they have. You got to be like them 3 wise men. You got to take your gift and bring it to Christ. That's what you got to do. Take your gift and bring it to the King of Kings, man. You trying to give it to these people. These people don't love us, man. They don't love us. Listen, give them the chance. If this girl concoction comes up to be something valuable, they'll take it and give it another name and say she had never had nothing to do with it.
It's Salaki. I'm just gonna say quick on that's like the woman who sell the took and they never told her. I forgot her name.
Henrietta Lacks. Is Henrietta Lacks?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So they took her cell and and made a ton of thing with it. Make billions of dollars.
Yep. This
Right.
place, like we the people undesired, man. Come to get our own nation, not desired. This little girl, she desired the nation, just like Elijah McClain. We don't know what kind of talents he had. He was playing the violin.
Right.
We don't know what kind of special talents he had. But this young girl here, she doing the same thing. He's seeking to take her life. There's some woman spraying something in Jersey. A black woman in Jersey, brother, in the night. What? Come on.
So Lucky, Cap, can I say one thing, Cap? And it's so, like the general brought out so many times, that we don't know who the Lord could be sending back in this earth to relieve this nation. Like our children are special, our young daughters are special. And you black feminists, you should be siding with us on these issues. Stop coming against the I.S.U.P.K. because our daughters are targets. These women, these young girls, the Lord is blessing our children with so many different gifts. And remember what the Lord said, how he looks at our children. He told the generation in the wilderness that disobeyed God that you won't enter into the land. If you won't do it, I'll take your children.
Right.
Like our children are so special, man. They come out and they are as pure as, they're as pure as gold. And they come out and they have these different gifts and they're full of life. And this world seems to try to darken their light more and more and more.
Yep.
This sister here, man, you women, you black women should be supporting the I.S.U.P.K, Hispanic women, Native American Indian women, because we are the defenders of children like this.
That's right.
Like even she has to be the subject of police brutality. They want to brutalize her for trying to save butterflies, man, for trying to help the environment. And remember, we told y'all a long time ago, you white environmentalists, you didn't know anything about saving the earth until the Native American Indians taught you about the earth.
That's right.
It taught you about you Greenpeace white people. You didn't know anything about that until it was Native American Indians that brought to the social climate about environmentalists and saving the earth. So we should stand behind and we should insulate our geniuses that we have among us.
That's right.
You have there was a young brother, he's a Benjamite. His mother, I think his mother and father is from the Caribbean. This brother is a master chess player. He's a master strategist. He has beat white grown men in chess.
Yep.
You understand what I'm telling you? He's a master strategist, and the white man is trying to get him in his, whatever college he's trying to go into.
Right.
We have so much among us that's great, man. But our culture is being absorbed. Our greatness is being absorbed, like Kazak Ahmad said. The best of us was given to the other nations who went into captivity. We need to insulate our geniuses. You understand? Because who do you think the priests were dealing with? They were dealing with people who had ability, who had skill, and they would bring them into the temple to show and fix the problems of Israel. They will cultivate them. That's what we must do as a nation, man. And these people are like culture vultures, man, and they target our young, man. So like I yield, Captain.
And Salakia to what you're saying is so heavy too. And not to take away what the sister doing, the young sister is doing, this young girl is doing, right? But for you black people, who have kids out there, you understand? You Hispanics and Native Indians who have kids out there, what you should teach them is this: that recognize that the insect is not really the issue. Your oppressor is the issue.
That's right.
That insect is, is as small as it is. It's the Lord made it serve its purpose. But the real problem, the real insect, that is the problem, is your oppressor.
Yep.
Right.
And just like that, we get banned on TikTok, Facebook. I'm joking. I can see them now. Yeah, we got to ban them. It's the truth. Right. Listen, just before you're in, like, okay, what you saying in that is spiritual and it's historical and heavy, because at one time they were the invasive species. The Native Indian says they're like locusts on the plane.
Mm.
You remember that? It was a
Yeah.
quote saying these the pale face, they're like locusts on the plane, like how locusts would eat up the grass. Like they like that, and they just come and destroyed everything. Where was her, in 1600s? I think Red Cloud would have valued this girl.
And man, what y'all bringing out so heavy, Captain Mashak, Captain Naithak, Captain Kahan, the Kazak, because what you bring is heavy. The scripture, especially with the children, the scripture says, this is Matthew 19:14, but Yahushua said, suffer little children and forbid them not to come unto me, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. For of the children is the kingdom of heaven. And this kingdom, these people always like to talk about progress. You got the progressives and the progress, and we're supposed to be moving on to new things and new age and this and that. The only ones stifling the progress is these devils. They're the only ones stifling the progress of an advancement of all people, an advancement of all science, an advancement of all what people can do, and what they can bring to the world, what they can bring to technology, what they can bring to biology. The only ones stifling and slowing down progress is these devils. Is these devils like that one sitting in a big house, looking out the window, calling the police on a 9-year-old girl, saying, "This is a woman out here, and I'm scared."
Good night.
That's the only one messing up progress. Go ahead,
Captain Kapash, what you saying is so right. The reason that he's able to be in that big house and have this society is because of children like this.
Yes.
Like that scripture you just said, Christ knew that children have an imagination. Children are not limited to their viewpoint. They're not tainted by this world initially. They're able to dream. They're able to have aspirations that they're not bound to reality.
Yeah, they don't have no limits.
They don't have no limits. They believe they can go to Mars in a boat. You understand? And it's similar to what faith is, what you need as far as having faith. Because faith is the evidence of things not seen, the substance of things hoped for. Why he mentioned the children, because what does he say in the Bible? You have to be born again. There's a spiritual element to being a child, because a child is able to understand and be molded and be taught. That's why he said these things. Suffer not. That was the heavy scripture you brought on, Kapash.
Right.
Because this little girl, you can see in her eyes, she has a light that this world wants to darken.
Yeah.
Which is why we must protect our children at all costs, male and female. Who are our sons going to marry? Who are our daughters going to marry? That's what we supposed to be focusing on as men and women to further our nation. Remember, we came into Egypt 70 souls, 70 people, and we multiplied into a nation far more than they could count.
Yeah.
You understand? Who are our sons going to marry? Who are our daughters going to marry? We should be marrying them to righteous and honorable men.
That's right.
And women. That's how you build a nation.
That's right.
So I yield.
You for sure, man. Listen, I really just have to touch on this story here, because this is the Martin Luther King. This is civil rights. This contribute, be the best cook you could be, flip burgers the best you could be, like Bill Cosby said. This is all that right here, where now she should be really be coached to be in a prejudice with her skill. That's the best way I can put it.
All right.
She should have some prejudice with her skills. You know what I mean? Because on one hand, you have some German dentist who ripping out the teeth of every child he could get in Florida. And now this girl, nobody called the cops on him. And when they called the cops, they didn't even believe them. Some, they had to go in there and down there, halfway beat his ass to death before the cops to show up. Now you have this girl she make a insect repellent act. Insect repellent. So some of you out there in the world, you happy if your little child make you a cup of tea. Insect repellent. You make a cup of tea, you on live, you on TikTok, you showing off the goddamn. She make an insect repellent app and try to gift it to the oppressor. Yeah. And he hated her just for who she is. Man, y'all come down to the Passover April 1st.
That's
Raleigh,
right.
North Carolina, man, where we could celebrate you know what I mean, the anniversary of the Lord destroying the oppressor. You worry about the invasive species destroying the trees? I got one for you. A nigga gonna invade. He ain't invading nothing. He gonna invade, and there ain't no repellents for him. There ain't no nothing for him in that day. He ain't gonna be able to call nobody for nothing.
Yeah, not even Top Gun gonna save them on that day.
Tom Cruise ain't gonna save you. He gonna run. That's what Tom Cruise gonna do. He gonna run. You get the point. Raleigh, North Carolina, April 1st. We're gonna be down in the building. Commander GEN.YAHANNA is hosting it. A massive week. Wednesday lamb slaughter. You all know how we do it. Going down there in that farm, Captain the car, gonna get them lambs ready. We're gonna be barbecuing right there.
That's right.
Thursday is a heavy day. You all don't want to miss Thursday. You all don't want to miss Thursday, man. 10 in the morning to about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. First is the Black Wall Street tour in Durham, North Carolina. Then they move into the Starkville plantation, man, the biggest plantation in America. You're going to get to walk where your forefathers walked. You're going to see where they worked. You're going to see where they slept. You're going to see where your foremothers slept. You're going to hear about how our life was, man, on this damn plantation, brother. It's going to do something to your spirit. Bring them kids, too. Bring them kids, let them hear about it. Them women, them sisters, everybody needs to be down there, man. Commander GEN.YAHANNA damn near took over the whole city of Raleigh on your behalf. You know what I mean? Thursday, then of course Thursday night is the all-black party, man.
That's right.
All-black party. They're gonna be going down at the Durham Armory, man. Durham Armory, that same place that artists depicted at the end of that Good Times. You ever watch Good Times and see them people really boogieing down at the end of Good Times? He was depicting the Durham Armory. We're gonna be down there too. We're gonna be down there right there getting it in all-black party. Friday, we're gonna have that kids event. They're gonna come bring the kids, they're gonna have fun for about 4 hours. They're gonna sleep for the whole weekend when you're done, man. They're gonna sleep for the whole thing. Friday night, Jeremiah Hyman class, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'll tell you know how he rolled. And right after we have a live jazz band, man. Live jazz band. I mean, insane jazz band. Gonna be live music right there. You know what I mean? So the holding it down. And then Saturday, the big day, April 1st, the Lord's Passover, 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Be seated by 4. Get there early, Israel.
That's right.
Get there early. Get there early. Listen, brothers, you get them sisters ready, man. Get them sisters ready. I hear you all in my sleep plotting for them Beyonce goddamn tickets. You're going to get that hoe, all that damn money. Be at the Passover, man.
Right.
It's $200. Beyonce charging $1,000 goddamn dollars to go see her naked on a horse. Be at the Passover, man.
That's right.
Be at the Passover. Get down there, be at that Passover, man. 5 p.m. this thing gonna start. It's gonna be an insane thing. That's gonna get one of the baddest venues, if not the baddest venue I've seen, brother.
That's right.
Convention center. That shit is like, you know, I think we're gonna be really having the Passover in the let's call them satellite space stations, the ISS, the that shit is insane down there, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then Sunday, unleavened bread, 7 p.m. Y'all don't want to miss it, man. I.S.U.P.K. 54th annual, the Lord's Passover, hosted by Commander GEN.YAHANNA. You know he gonna lock the whole thing down for you. $200 for everybody, 17 years and over. And trust me, you're getting a bargain. He really giving your family discount right there.
That's right.
A bargain for what for what's gonna be going on. And the whole meal, the lamb, the bread, the wine. All crews coming down. I hear UK bringing about 5,500 people. There's going to be Cheerios, mate, in it, everything going on. You know what I mean? Canada, they're coming from the Caribbean, they're coming from South America, Mexico. Y'all come on down, man. Don't slack on the thing, man. Bring them kids out, bring them young geniuses out. Let them see family. Let's rock the whole Passover out, man. Big up North Carolina again, Captain Nath.
All right. That's right.
Just down there, you know what I mean? We're gonna rock it out, man. Anything else, more brothers, before we roll?
Yes, Khan. Before we roll, can I give a quick shout out to the top 3 schools in the I.S.U.P.K this month with the views on the internet. We know we got the chiefs of social media, the I.S.U.P.K Texas Kylene with 1,926,796 views on the internet, pushing the truth, hard as hell, doing the miracles. Number 2 spot, we got the Washington D.C. school, Captain Mashak, all the brothers, 215,306 views, and this is in a month. It's in a month. You know what I mean? The brothers is getting it in. Number 3 is Indianapolis with 141,810 views across all platforms. Man, we do this every month for brothers who watching. Number 1 school gets a cash prize of $400. The other schools get certificates. Man, brothers keep putting in that work, keep spreading this truth online like never before, and that's it, man. Shalom.
Yeah, man. Listen, one more thing before I go. I know we definitely big up the Dalha earlier on with the BBC, but I don't want to forget, brother. Main man out there in the UK, Captain Parasha, went and stomped a mud hole in central London today, brother. Brother, it's like the Times Square of the UK, brother.
That's right.
Absolutely insane. They're out there taking pictures of them like they monkeys in the damn zoo. Like some devil all the way up in the grill with some lensed camera, brother. And I mean, this one here, he taking pictures with a camera and he have a cell phone in the damn sky.
Yeah.
Pictures. But this devil here, I mean, it's glorious. You know, I mean, he cited the Lord. Yeah, I mean, Lord Allah, Commander GEN.YAHANNA, he definitely going to be planning a trip there after Passover. You'll start that bread. Get your passports ready. We're going to descend on London. I mean, go be able to go over there, see the other side, hang out with your brothers and sisters over there. Because they for sure coming to the Passover. They're locked in, booked up, reserved, and ready to rock. I mean, I.S.U.P.K, subscribe to the channel. America on Fire. Commander GEN.YAHANNA going to be here Monday, 9 p.m. with the heavy hits of the crew. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, share, get this thing going. Shalom, Israel.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General Yohanna's putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a blessing. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood I lay my life down right now for all my sisters and brothers because I love them. I see them dapping and hug them. It's amazing to see how well we adapt from the struggle. Born again from a life of sin, trapped in the gutter. My mind frame was to kill my own kind. Feeling inferior, waking up ready to die. Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For why take your life or let you take mine? That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I open nation we erecting. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause